Forgot to adjust the camera there earlier. Okay. Hello everybody and welcome to another Skyrim buildcraft stream. Again, we are dealing with the Shaman Stormcloak Assassin. I decided to rebuild him from the ground up, learning what we've learned in previous playthroughs here. I'll go through that in a minute. We're starting fresh from level 0 here. Starting on legendary difficulty, all the good stuff. We're still going to be a Shaman Assassin. I think I am switching out Conjuration for Illusion, though. I think Illusion provides some things that we desperately needed before in terms of like survivability and other things to do. While Conjuration, most of that could be taken care of by the Ritual Stone, and I really want to lean into the Ritual Stone over manual cast Conjurations in this one. So we'll talk about that a little bit more. Let's say hello to people in the chat. The End King, welcome, buddy. How goes the star fielding? It goes well. I actually just completed the main quest last night. Blew my mind a little bit. I put about 120 hours into it before I beat the main quest. I did all the main factions. Haven't done all the side quests or anything yet, but yeah, I feel like I'm well on track for another 120 hours pretty much right away. So yeah, Starfield is awesome, and now that I can kind of get on the other side of spoilers and stuff, I might be streaming that a little more often. Make it a little more of a regular rotation in here with Skyrim. Potema, the Undying, welcome. Heller, my fellow Nordling. Heller, back to you, Potema. Yeah, I like the Steger here. I like the Stormcloak Assassin because he's got the same beard I do. We're both Nord manly men. And then Ben Fico. Welcome. Yeah, finally getting to catch one of these lives, so awesome. Yeah, glad to have you aboard. I guess watching build videos and maybe archives of the streams and stuff, but yeah, awesome to have you live. Feel free, everybody, to you know, comment on what I'm doing if you have any suggestions for the build. I actually restarted this because James Ansel suggested that Forgotten Magic redone a couple spells that kind of just sat in my brain and grew like a seed. And I'm like, you know what? I really need to get those Shroud spells in. So speak up. Crash Wolfie HQ, welcome back, buddy. Back on my main account, decided against the new one. Okay, flip-flopping, that happens to the best of us. It's going well. I am excited to be streaming today. I'm actually excited to start over on this character, knowing what I now know. I think he's going to be better off for it. So yeah, let's start from the ground up here, right? I got a ton of mods. There is a link to my mod watch in the description below if you're curious about anything, or you can just throw a question in the comment about any mods that I might be running and I will answer you. I base my gameplay off of Ordinator and all the full suite of the big gameplay overhauls from Nice Ion. I've also added in Forgotten Magic Redone, which is a big one. I run Zim's Immersive Artifacts, which can be build changing here and there. We sort of went back in time. So there were some things that I couldn't really change because I'm running classic classes and birth signs reimagined, which lets you pick a custom class with custom skills and everything. And it'll give you a boost to those skills early on, but also determines like what spells you get when you start, and also your birth sign and like a starting ability. And I came to the realization that Conjuration was redundant. It was overkill on top of the Ritual Stone from Andromeda. And I think it was also causing stability issues because I ended up crashing like 3 times last stream. So I think this will alleviate the stability issues if I don't have so many magical minions running around with me, right? And also having Illusion will give us access to silent casting, which is great for an assassin. And I can still use the Conjuration spells. I just don't need any more than like a couple of ranks in the very first mastery perk. So things like the Shaman totems, I think I'll be using more than anything. I can still rely on the Undying Ghost for things like if I run out of Ritual Stone summons or whatever. It also gives... Let me switch out of free cam mode here. It also gives access to some more useful perks in Illusion. I'm not going to be using the classic illusion spells, maybe in a pinch early on, but I'll be abandoning those spells pretty quickly. Obviously, we get the silent casting perks here, Silent Storm 1 and 2 for both spells and shouts. But what I'm really looking forward here to, Dream Thief might be fun. Might look into that a little bit, but this Commanding Presence thing, this gives you a boost to all allied creatures and people within a certain radius, and 40 feet is a pretty generous radius. This actually applies to spirits summoned by the Ritual Stone, so this will actually boost your Ritual Stone minions. So this is a great subtree to have if you're going to be focusing on the Ritual Stone as like a cornerstone, as a keystone for your build, which I tend to do. We'll also get access to Night Eye. I already have that because of Predator Vision. I can turn it on whenever I want, but this actually gives us something to go for in order to unlock that in terms of like balance and roleplay. And Ghost of the 10th Eye will also give us like a scouting technique as well. Once we get the Vision of the 10th Eye spell from the Illusion Mastery quest from Drevis, I believe. That this spell is usually completely useless after the ritual quest line is complete, but this perk actually gives it a purpose, and I think being able to scout with that is a very shaman-like thing to do, and will also be important as sort of like a second line in the Stormcloak forces, right? Other than that, we are going to be doing Restoration again. I believe like the Descending Light and Warrior's Flame works really well with this concept. Spirit Tutors is also another really good one. And then the Shaman Spirit Swarm or Spirit Storm spell is amazing as an offensive tool. Alteration we'll be using, but we won't be perking into. There'll be a couple spells that we add into Okado's Recital to take advantage of there. No perks necessary. And then obviously we have Block, One-Handed, Light Armor, and Sneak. These are going to be our main skills that we're going to be using and perking into. Now I'll also be perking into, or not perking into, but using Alchemy, Blacksmithing, and Enchanting. I just won't be perking into them. And then as far as going up another level here, let me catch up on chat before I move on, but we'll be taking, I'll be talking about selections that I made during custom class selection at the very beginning of the game start. Mike Oxlong, welcome, buddy. Since you're planning on using stealth, you should check out the Shroud of Snowfall shout from Thunderchild. Excellent suggestion. I'm actually going to write that down right now. I've actually looked into that one. I haven't used it yet, but that sounds amazing. I'm not going to have any shortage of like muffle type spells. Forgotten Magic Redone has a really nice one. Hunterborn actually has some hidden quests that give sort of like a muffle spell that boosts sneak and things like that that I also would like to do with this one. What's that one called? Shroud of Snowfall. Snowfall. Shout. Thunderchild. Excellent. Love the suggestions. Keep them coming, guys. I just need to come up with a new name for the channel, so I'll let you know. Okay, great. Using the suite of Simon Rim mods. Yeah, Simon Rim's great. I prefer the Anirim ones. I find that they allow for a wider gamut of different types of builds that you can do. Simon Rim, I think, is better probably on terms of like general gameplay balance. And everybody has their preferences. They're both great overhauls. I've used them both. I like Anirim. I might switch to Simon Rim once I completely cook through the Anirim stuff. But honestly, I don't feel like I'm gonna feel like Anirim is spent for years. You know. Have you tried Valkyrie and Morningstar before? So the overhauls, my preference for overhauls are ones that expand what kind of builds are possible. I'm all about the buildcraft, right? Valkyrie does expand some things. Valkyrie's of the vanilla plus stuff I'm not as keen on just because it doesn't expand things as much. Valkyrie does expand some things, but it keeps things as narrow as possible in the interest of balance and fixing vanilla, right? That's kind of the essence of a vanilla plus overhaul. So because of that, I'm not as interested in the vanilla plus stuff. Ordinator gets overpowered fairly quickly if you're doing it right, but it also expands the different types of gameplay styles and things that you can build off of, which is why I stick to those. Not to say that I won't ever do Valkyrie, but I might probably be stuck with Ordinator for quite a while, though. Ordinator and Imperious. Capri X, welcome. Hope you're having a good weekend. I'm doing great. Playing some of my favorite game with some of my favorite people. Actually excited to restart the Steger Stormcloak Assassin. Give him his full due. Make sure we're doing our due diligence. Oh yeah, I was gonna walk through the choices that I made during character creation for classic classes in Burst Signs Reimagined. So before I took the Shadow Birth Sign, and this is actually part of the roleplay. He was born under the Shadow Birth Sign, which sort of made him a pariah. He's an orphan. His parents were killed. They were both serving in the Great War. Under some Nordic generals and everything like that. So he kind of grew up in the Windhelm barracks. But he was born under the sign of the shadows, so he actually became a pariah. We know that Nords are superstitious and spiritual people, so that shadow birth sign kind of put people off a little bit. So he kind of grew up a loner. So this was important. This also is very good. 10% harder to detect while sleeping, while sneaking is actually quite strong, right? It's a great skill to have, especially early on in the game. I had also taken the ability that gives you another 10%, like the class ability that you can pick for a custom class. I forget what it's called, but it was another 10% harder to detect while sneaking, which made us a very sneaky at the very beginning of the game. I switched that out with improved light armor because around level 30 or so we were having a hell of a time staying alive during these Civil War skirmishes, right? And a lot of that was because our armor rating was really small, and even if we did a perfect timed block on somebody's regular attack, sometimes a power attack, it would eat up almost half of our life. So even if we were on our toes defensively, hitting timed blocks perfectly, we were still getting killed in 2 hits. So this should improve that. This will help survivability a little bit. I've also taken the Magicka boost at the very beginning. That will help us cast some spells early on in the game, which is sometimes an issue at level 1 if you have some magic that is very key to your playstyle, but you can't cast it. It's kind of a bummer. And then, of course, the Imperious stuff. We got the Son of Skyrim here, which gives us frost resistance, and then once we unlock Avatar, that'll give us an extra 25%. The Purge at level 10, 20, and 30 will be able to pick one of the other races that, you know, we're much stronger against. That would be great for Imperials and stuff. And then Warrior's Heart is another Nordic one. In combat, attack damage and elemental damage are increased by up to 40% based on missing health. So there we go. And then with classic classes and burst signs reimagined, when you take major skills in some of the magic schools, you get spells automatically given to you based on those selections. So for us, we took healing, an illusion. So that's going to give us restoration and illusion. That's going to give us healing and turn lesser undead, which will both be useful early on. And it also gave us calm and fury. I'm probably going to make some more use of fury than calm, at least very early on in the game. I feel like having such a close... Oh, actually, I want to reload because there were probably some tomatoes up there in those barrels that I want to get for a vegetable soup. Being such a close conduit for the spirit realm and being of questionable sanity on his own, I feel like that madness might be catching. And that kind of adds to a bit of his mystique and a bit of his lore and a bit of maybe why the people in the barracks that he was raised in were like so hesitant to stay close to him, is because they realized that at some point people closest to him end up like losing their own sanity. Sort of a child of dark portents, I think, but on the inside he's a good guy just trying to fit in. It's just that his social pariahism made it hard for him. He grew up a loner. Can level up our sneak skill a little bit. Okay, so for the goals today, I want to get some base level stuff down. I'm going to go through Helgen Keep here and get some gear. There's some stuff that's better than what we're wearing right now. And will keep us alive a little bit more. There are also some frostbite spiders in here that might be a little tough to kill at first, but their venom is actually quite good this early in the game, so collecting some of that. And also for Hunterborn, we'll be collecting, harvesting ingredients from them, both for poison making and for scrimshaw and things like that. Hi, Gail. Welcome, welcome. Hope you're having a good start to your weekend. Have you ever considered using adamant? That's actually the exact same conversation that I was having with Potema there, who said adamant is part of the Simon Ribben mods. Simon Magus writes the adamant, which is his version of Ordinator or whatever. But I've kind of made my decision based on my preference for Ordinator for now. Not to say that I won't switch at some point if I get burnout on Ordinator, which hasn't happened in several years, so. Haven't scratched the surface of it, used Ordinator so much you wanted something new. Yeah, there you go. Yeah, I haven't burned out on Ordinator yet, so I'll still be using Ordinator. And Haster, welcome, welcome. How's it going, buddy? Yeah, I'm in a good mood today, man. So work, I got added to another team, so now I'm on 2 different teams at work, which means twice the amount of meetings. And some of them are earlier than what I'm used to. So that's forced me to wake up earlier, which forces me to get sleepy earlier, and I've been getting some better sleep as a result. So I feel better overall. You would think that, you know, more teams equals more work, which means I'm going to be more tired, but it's put me on a good schedule. So for that, I am thankful. Also, the weather is turning here. It's cooling down a little bit. The nights and mornings have been absolutely gloriously beautiful. Still gets hot during the day, but early next week it's supposed to change to where we get like highs of 87, and that's going to be amazing. Can't wait. Okay, so in terms of gear, before we kind of went for aesthetics over everything, which was a lot of furs, a lot of shamanistic stuff. In terms, or in interest of staying alive, at least in the beginning parts of the game before we get like our final gear or whatever, he's going to be more of a scavenger. If he finds something that is better, in terms of keeping him alive than what he's wearing. He's gonna switch it out. So right now he's got kind of a hodgepodge of Stormcloak armor and boots, and then an Imperial helmet and fur gauntlets. This is kind of it's gonna be messy, right? But eventually we'll get some high level enchanted gear, and we'll stabilize and settle on a look. But for the time being, he's gonna be kind of a ragamuffin. James Ansel, welcome. Actually, James, it was your suggestion for the Forgotten Magic redone spells, which have caused me to restart this build with illusion in mind. Let's see, it was in the Mystic tree, right? So yeah, we're gonna have Phantom Shroud and Phantom Armor. These two are going to help a lot in survivability, I think, and I think they fit with the concept really well. The problem was I didn't really have room for it in the build as it was, but restarting and focusing on illusion instead of conjuration, and then leaning on the ritual stone for our conjured minions, I think is going to make room for illusion in this build, and I think it will fit better. I think it'll work better. And I think I'll crash less. So thank you very much for the suggestion. Let's see. Remioloke. A bit of a sore throat. Don't know why, but well, in general. Yeah, I had some allergy stuff earlier, and COVID was going around my neighborhood, but I don't feel like I'm getting sick. I think it's just, you know, the weather changing and stuff growing outside that normally doesn't. So I hope the sore throat clears up for you soon. The Icarus stream tomorrow, and he needs help learning to read chat. Yeah, I could give him a little lesson on that, I suppose. I don't know what his hardware setup is like, but I have two monitors. The monitor that I'm pointing at right now is my secondary monitor, and it has the camera on top of it, and I have it oriented vertically so that I have up on the top of it the chat. So when I'm reading chat, it kind of looks like I'm looking at the camera, which is nice. And then right below it, I have OBS, so I get to monitor what's happening there, like dropped frames, see if my camera's stuck or anything like that. Make sure volume levels are good. And then on my main screen over here is where I have the game. So I get to look at the game, I get to glance over at chat, I get to see OBS. If he's running a single monitor solution, that's going to be harder to do, and he's kind of forced to monitor his phone at the same time or something like that for that second chat screen, right? So it completely depends on his setup, but I can give him some pointers. Oops, I keep picking stuff up that I don't want, and it's honestly still a learning process for me. I've gotten better at it. Most of the battle is determining when to ignore chat and focus on the game, and then when you can take a break from focusing on the game to look over at chat. Luckily with Skyrim, you can pause it whenever you want. Looking for another monitor? Okay, good. Yeah, that's really the best solution, is two monitors. Or one monitor that is big enough to do the job. I've been looking at the Samsung Arcs a little bit. Ooh, we got a shield. So this shield is not light armor, but that's okay. We don't have any perks in light armor yet, and I don't think that the shield counts toward your complete set anyway. But we'll get a light armor shield soon enough. But for right now, having the ability to block a little more effectively is worth having a heavier shield on there, in my opinion. So lockpicking is another one where it's like I'm not going to perk into it. It's not a major skill, but it's useful for every character, right? Especially if you don't have a lock overhaul. I got rid of my lock overhaul. I just felt like it was nice for like a roleplay flair, but overall it was taking up a slot in my plugins, and I found that I wasn't using it much anyway. It's definitely nice to have for the roleplay flair, right? But for me, if it was the choice between that and another awesome armor set or something, I would rather have the armor set if it completes the aesthetic of a character concept that I had in my brain, right? So yeah, just getting geared up a little bit. The frostbite spiders are gonna be tough, so I might have to do some save scumming. Gonna be doing some cowardly sneaking and things like that. Couple things I want to do here: take the favorites off that, put it on that, and then favorite the boots too. If I'm trying to be sneaky, especially early in the game, I'm gonna be removing my boots. That dampens the sound that you make while you're moving, at least until you get perk support for sneaking while moving, or find like a nice muffle enchantment or something. Okay, down here we usually have a healing potion, which is, even the minor healing potions are important early on in the game. Take that. And I like these additions here. What mod adds these in? I think it's one of like the Nord Wars mods. It's not a movable static. I'm looking for... We got the mist over here that's... Yeah, see the mist low. Every time I try to select one of these items here, it just gives me the mist. So I'm trying to get close enough to the actual item that the mist doesn't get. Yeah, here we go. DIS, Heavy Legion. So DIS, I'm not sure what that stands for. It's some kind of like... So the Heavy Legion replacer, it might be a Nord War thing, it might be something else, but I like that it gives you the option of early game armor, like a complete heavy armor set right off the bat. So if you choose to go with the Imperial side with Hadvar, you have a heavy option, a heavy armor set option, but also one that's like faction neutral, right? So that's nice. I like that. We're not a heavy armor guy here, and that's stuff that's too heavy to actually want to bring with us. It's not that valuable. So, okay. So now down here, we're going to have the frostbite spiders. This is our first combat encounter here. Did that? There we go. I think the F5 button worked. And this is scary. We have 0 experience in anything. Maybe we got some sneak stuff. Now, this is a good way to increase... Do I have my iron dagger? Yeah. Make heavy use of instincts here to hear where the spiders are, because I don't see nothing. Slow and steady. Okay, that was bad. This is going to level up Sneak really quickly, assuming I can stay alive. Oh, nope. That frostbite venom really takes a chunk out of your stamina, doesn't? Yeah, I'm dead. It's so dark. You guys able to see these guys? GG, welcome, welcome. Hope you're doing well too. I'm doing great, actually. I just died from a bunch of frostbite spiders from the very first enemies you find in the game. if you're doing an alternate start, anyway. I did do a dry run of this last night when I was setting up the character. I didn't have this much trouble, but I also didn't have this much trouble seeing my screen. And I know what the issue is. It's because it's much brighter outside and it's causing a lot more sunlight to come in right behind my monitor, which is making it backlit, which means the monitor itself is darker. Actually, it looks a lot easier to see on my other screen, on my OBS screen. So you guys probably are able to see a lot better than I am right now. Oh, just kicking stuff around because I can't see anything. Let me try this. Put my belly right up in your face here. There we go. Camera's still lit enough. A little darker in the room. That ought to help. Well, a little bit. Not much. I like having the natural light come in. Trying to hug the wall on my right here. Oh yeah, I see him. I see him on the OBS screen. I'm just gonna play off the OBS screen now. No, I see him a little bit now. There's one right there. Very, very slow, because I think he's facing me. Oh no, he's facing to the side. Ooh, there's another one. Thought he saw me, but he didn't. Hey. Ah! I am playing blind here. I think what I might have to do is turn up the brightness on my screen. I hate to do that because it makes the game look worse, but I don't think I have any other option at the moment. Let's do that. There was a black levels setting here that I'm trying to find. Yeah, brightness isn't helping much. I think it's a black levels issue. I just gotta find this setting. Try this again. Huh. Big Head, welcome, welcome. Your character is barefoot. Yes, that is on purpose to reduce noise and reduce detection. So yeah, I'm aware. Let me switch back to my desktop here. I do have a desktop. Oh, God. Desktop utility for my monitor here. So the problem I'm having right now is in the light of day, my monitor looks so dark that I can't see these spiders, and it's causing me to die. Okay, where is OSD sidekick? That might be this guy here. Yeah. Black equalizer, here we go. That looks way better. That's the one I was looking for. For some reason that didn't show up on my monitor OSD. Okay, let me get my desktop set back up here. OBS looks good. Live stream is there. Just gotta find my chat pop out. Let's break the toxic YouTube algorithm. Yes, indeed. Doing Arcanum Illusion Barrage Arcane Archer that uses weaker bow, but should be more unique build. I had one in mind for that too. The Spell Shot Repeater and then the Spark Shot are both great ones. I don't know if I've had Barrage. Are you just calling it Barrage, or is that the name of the spell? Because I was trying to come up with a build that is similar to what my Diablo 4 build was, and that was a rapid fire build that did like repeating arrows. Oh, this is way better. I can actually see stuff now. All right, you spiders are in trouble now that I can actually see ya. Okay, little guy over here. Okay, one at a time. I'm okay with that. Hailstorm, it's an expert level. Okay, I'll have to keep my eye out for that. Gonna head out soon? Okay, no problem. Always good to have you drop by, though. Okay, resetting detection. All right, we took care of one of the little guys. Ooh, we're already getting detected by this one. Sneak is increasing. I think we've gotten about 10 levels of sneak just in the past couple minutes here. Okay. He's calm. Slowly. Man, stealth is so tense early on in a playthrough, right? I remember when I started this build up the first time and we went through Forsaken Cave. Was it Forsaken Cave? The one with Cure Mill and the White File. Just trying to sneak my way through that was very tense. Okay, we did get a level up. In fact, I might just go ahead and take a perk and sneak right now, but I think I want to save this for a tactical level up in case I need it. Okay. Tipped him off. It's going the wrong way though. Oh, they're all over the place. There are 4 of them. 2 big ones, 2 small ones. Ooh. I don't know. What's creepier? Trying to sneak around undead Draugr or trying to sneak around giant spiders like this? Okay, preemptively killing that guy. I think it's the spiders. I would rather fight Draugr than spiders in real life. These giant spiders like this, could you imagine? It's almost like the Shelob, right? Probably the scariest part of those Lord of the Ring games. Hey, Icarus, what's up? Yeah, James just mentioned you, saying that you were looking for advice on how to read chat and play the game at the same time. What I was telling him is I have a second monitor plugged into my video card, the secondary monitor that the camera is on top of, and I have it arranged vertically so that I can actually see the chat on the top half of the vertical monitor, and I can see OBS on the second half of it. So while I'm reading chat, it looks like I'm looking at the camera, kinda. And then I get to see chat just by glancing over from my main screen. And then after that, it's just learning when are the good times to look away from the game and look at chat, and like when you have to ignore chat in order to play the game, right? There's a bit of give and take, right? You're going to be better at chat and worse at the game, or you're going to be better at the game and worse at chat, but there are ways to balance them out. Okay, already getting better. I didn't even have to take a perk. Okay, that guy is already getting spooked, though. Okay, is that it? Is that all of them, or is there one left? I think there's one left over there. But yeah, it is definitely a skill. And it's a skill that takes practice. But I think you have a leg up already in that you've been doing the Let's Play thing for a long time. There's a lot of similarities there. They're slightly different, but... Okay, I'm going to do a quick save here just in case the frostbite kills me. Yep, there it goes. This is a good opportunity to level up healing, though, to level up restoration. Here we go. Balance in all things indeed. Demon Lord Jeff, welcome, welcome. And Mr. B? Nice, we got a party going in here today. Luckily, giant spiders seem to be much slower than their real-life counterparts. It does seem that way, doesn't it? Oh, another failure there, huh? Seems way more difficult on a permadeath stream. Oh, are you doing permadeath streams? I've stopped in favor of just doing a little less pressure buildcraft streams. How's it going, Karn? It's going great, actually. I'm in a good mood, feeling good. The weather's finally cooling down over here. Been getting plenty of rest and plenty of sleep. Sorry if my cheery, optimistic nature is annoying, but I'm feeling good. I know if I'm like tired or like grumpy or something like that, seeing like somebody who's happy is kind of annoying. I just like want to commiserate. And I'm kind of a curmudgeon just naturally. But I'm feeling pretty good today, actually. Pretty good. Pretty good. I'm not, but I can't imagine how you managed to pull them off. Yeah, it wasn't easy. Permadeath on Legendary from level 1, it requires a lot of focus. And not just during combat, but like on the tactics that you're using going into hostile environments. So I would find myself going into hostile environments just completely unprepared because I was just BSing with chat or whatever, you know? I don't know if I'll do the permadeath thing again anytime soon, but I did have some ideas for a Shadows of Skyrim Let's Play, where it's like it still has all the tactics and everything, but there's also the role play involved, and without quite the pressure and tension of staying alive, but there's still punishment. Okay, so I need to do a couple things here. I'm going to do a quick save. There's still a measure of punishment for dying, right? And it still would allow me to be tactical about things. I would like to call it like a tactical role play series. Because I really like merging tactics and role play into like one series and one character, right? So my plan is I want to do a Let's Play series with Starfield. Now that I've beaten the main quest, and I have a pretty good grasp on the mechanics of that game, and I'm not going to see anything like new on screen. And I want to play on the hardest difficulty level from the beginning and merge the tactics and the role play in on that. And I think that'll work out well. I also want to do a basic warrior build, and I kind of want to do another tactical role play with that. And I think that the Shadows of Skyrim mod with the punishments for dying and everything will work really well with a very basic build like that. It'll add some spice to a character build that has been tried and true, but maybe people have seen a whole lot. But I also think that there's a whole lot of juice in an Skyrim that will spice up just a regular run-of-the-mill warrior, right? It's not a vanilla warrior, it's an ordinator warrior, and those guys are very different. Okay, what am I doing here? I am setting up a hotkey for my shield, I might need it. Let's see, I got 1 on the healing potion. I got 2 on the healing spell. So let's put 3 on the iron shield. And let's tie that up to 1 tap of the left directional button. Turn off my controller so that the keyboard takes over. There we go. That was hotkey 3. Go. Controller back on. Love that mod. Yeah, it's a little buggy. I've seen some really weird things with that mod, right? But it really makes death meaningful, I think, and I love the idea of creating nemesises. Oops, that was stupid. I was so dumb. I probably could have fought that bear, and I probably should have. It didn't look like I was touching the bear. I think there was just a little bit of creation engine wonkiness there between collision boxes. All right, let's go. Oh, and I just, god damn it. I lost my shield. There we go. Just like how I was talking about lack of preparation. Let's put our boots back on now. Sneak is overrated. Well, getting caught is also overrated. So, are you a shaman who became an assassin, or vice versa? I'm an assassin who became a shaman. So, in terms of roleplay, that's a great question, Mr. B. We did tackle this in the first incarnation of this character, but because I feel like I don't want to like replay through all the roleplay stuff that we did, I'm happy to just talk about it free form. So if you have any questions about the roleplay on this, let me know. So the backstory of this character is that he was an orphan. His parents both fought in the Great War and died. They were stationed in Windhelm, so he grew up in the barracks of Windhelm, right? But he was born under the sign of the Shadow, and without his parents to be around to kind of, you know, ease everybody's minds on the dark portents of this character, of this child, the Nord's superstitious behavior kind of got the better of them, and they saw that people around him maybe started losing their minds a little bit, and they attributed this to just him being born under a cursed sign. But under the Shadow, they thought that, you know, he might be pretty good as a sneak, as an assassin. So they've been training him as a covert ops sort of operative for a while. And so they sent him on a rite of passage once his training was complete to go sneak up and kill a saber cat out in the tundra with one shot, with one sneak attack. And once he's able to do that, then his sleeper status diminishes and he becomes a live agent. Then he gets to return to Windhelm and become a Stormcloak, you know, once he takes care of the second rite of passage of having to defeat the ice wraiths at the Serpent Stone. And then from there on out, he employs his covert ops skills to help the Stormcloaks win the war. So he's kind of a hybrid build. The shaman stuff comes in because he was isolated from a very young age, and because nobody wants to talk to him, because he's kind of a creepy, scary pariah individual. He starts talking to spirits, right? And then eventually the spirits start talking back. And there's a really fine line with this build between, okay, is he insane or is he actually communing with the spirit world? And the Nord Stormcloaks that he fights and lives alongside are all too willing to believe that it's real and he's really talking to spirits, but that just kind of further cements his pariah status amongst them. So yeah, whenever he hears voices out in the wilderness, be it Hircine, Mehrunes Dagon, Meridia, he's going to take heed. He listens to the voices in his head because there are no other voices to listen to in his life. Really cool concept. I'm really proud of it. But as a build, he's a hybrid between a spellcaster. He does some restoration stuff, some conjuration stuff, and some illusion stuff. In gameplay, he kind of switches out between first and second line in these Civil War skirmishes. So he does do a little bit of support, but he can handle himself on the front lines in toe-to-toe battle if he needs to. So he's a very hybrid build. There's a lot going on, and the challenge for this build is going to be distributing the points. I'm trying to cap it at a level 50 build here, distributing the points in a way that makes sense across all of these different skills, which is going to be tough, but it's doable. So for now, as I said, he's a hybrid build, and we're going to be taking the Ritual Stone, the Andromeda Ritual Stone, which summons spirits automatically when you enter combat based on which spirits it absorbed up to that point. But for now, I think we're going to take the Thief Stone so I can level up Sneak as quickly as possible, because that's going to be the most important skill. Sneak will provide both offense and defense early on. It'll give us a good base skill to start from that we can then expand to one-handed and block as we need to. Yeah. So, yeah, what's the order of operations here? So I just got through Helgen. I got some equipment there, some things that I can both disenchant, or things that I can equip that are better than what I started with. The next thing that I was trying to do was get to the Guardian Stone and get the Thief Stone so that I could get a boost to the sneak leveling, and it'll help with light armor leveling too, which is also important. Now where I'm going from here is I'm going to do Embershard Mine, just as some practice to get used to the play style here, maybe level up once or twice in the course of it. Gather up all the iron and everything for smithing leveling, and then I'm going to make a beeline to Whiterun. Whiterun has the smelter that we can use to turn the iron ore into iron ingots and turn iron ingots into smithing leveling. On the way, we're gonna stop off at Ryek's End. We're gonna plant some more Tapanella and Fly Amanita if I can find it. I think there's some Fly Amanita around the Garden Stone or Guardian Stone somewhere. But there is definitely some Fly Amanita in Embershard, so that will get us 2 out of the 3 ingredients that we need to be able to generate money-making potions. I'm going to plant those at Ryek's End, and I don't feel like that's an exploit because in the AE version of the game, right over here, this is completely unmodded, there is a new Creation Club content house, and I don't remember what it's called. But even without purchasing it, you get access to the plantable plots in the backyard. So even in vanilla AE, you get access to these plots for free. So I don't feel bad taking advantage of them at Ryek's End either. And that'll do 2 things. We'll be able to make money for training and make money to actually legitimately buy a Hearthfire home that we can plant more stuff at. That'll also give us a place to plant Canis Root and Imp's Tool, which will give us paralysis poisons, which will be completely invaluable for any kind of melee build. Having a good stock of paralysis poisons that you can make from sort of common ingredients and plant them so that you have a steady supply of them is a really good strategy, a really good tactic. So yeah, Whiterun will be doing some stuff there, and then from Whiterun, once we do like the little side quests and little money maker things here and there, we are going to cut over to the Ritual Stone and take that. That's going to be a cornerstone of this build, is that Ritual Stone. So what the Ritual Stone does in Andromeda is it absorbs the spirits of the corpses that you encounter anywhere when you're out of combat. And then it stores them up so that when you enter combat, it releases these spirits out to fight for you. This kind of makes the conjuration tree redundant, which is why I started over on this build and to focus on illusion instead, which will help expand this build in very meaningful ways and get rid of a redundancy that was also kind of causing instability with the game. Golden Hills Plantation, thank you. There was also actually a plantation that's very easy to get all the way out here in the tundra that gives you a lot of different plantable plots. I don't have that in my game either, but you just have to kill a few wolves, I think, is all you have to do in terms of combat. There's a small quest, and then the plantation's all yours. Really cool concept. Thank you. Does he hear Sithis? He does hear Sithis. He's probably going to hear Meridia first because, you know, the bacon is everywhere. He's going to hear Mehrunes Dagon. He is going to hear Boethia. The good ones and the bad ones, but he feels compelled to do all of their bidding. Okay. So next on the list here is Embershard Mine. How's my encumbrance doing? Pretty good. Now, it's hard to sneak up on the sentry guarding, the bandit guarding the entrance to Embershard Mine, but if you come back up here to the Guardian Stones and you cut back over toward Embershard Mine, you can actually drop down behind him from up above, and you can stay out of his line of sight. And if your sneak skill is good enough and you go slow enough, you can actually sneak up on this guy from back here. Now, he's usually leaning right up against that post. Yeah, we can't see him or her now, but we will be able to shortly. Want to get close, but not too close. Oh, swing and a miss. Cheese and rice. Yeah, and then I got too close there. Well, but I did get a sneak attack on him. Now I'm out of stamina. I can bash him now, though. Here we go. Easier to do in first person than third person. I've come to prefer third person. Just because I get to see my character. I think it's more compelling footage for viewers as well. A little easier on like motion sickness and stuff too. But yeah, it does make it harder to line up a shot, that's for sure. Especially in melee. Okay, so that went pretty well. Now again, we're looking for Fly Amanita in here. Imagine crawling in a bear cave with bare feet. I see what you did there. Alright, if I remember correctly, there is some Fly Amanita right up against the wall. Yes, indeed there is. I see it. Okay, we're going to take some of these torches here to stay in the dark.
Someone will wander in here. The entrance isn't exactly hidden, you know. This again.
So once these guys do their little conversation, one of them will head up to stand guard over here on this ledge. The other one will go to sleep down here. So we're going to wait for them to split up. We're going to wait for this guy to keep watch. We're going to stay in the dark. And we're going to kill the guy who's going to sleep. And we're going to climb up the ramp. And we're going to backstab the guy who's keeping watch over there. Tactics. Wait till he turns his back and gets far enough away that he can't hear us. The other guy is laying down. That's good. The rope is in the way. There's another Fly Amanita that I would love to plant. Okay, very, very slowly, slowly. Don't get so close that I... God dang it. Yeah, see, and then I got too close. Still getting the sneak attacks there. All right. So now...
Wizards.
Oh, here he comes.
Is someone there?
I wasn't quick enough. Whew, legendary is tough on level 1. My hands are getting sweaty. Ooh, Stormcaller ring. Storm Strike, we're not going to be using that, but the plus 25 to health and magic, it will definitely come in handy. Steel War Axe definitely is better than an Iron Dagger, but we are a knife fighter. The previous incarnation of this build did actually use Dawnbreaker. And I might use some like unique swords and stuff here and there, depending on the situation. Someone there runs around to see a suddenly dark hallway, doesn't immediately freak out. Yeah, I know. You gotta love the Bethesda AI, right? Okay. So this one is interesting. When I pull this lever, there's going to be two guys that come up. And they're going to be saying, why is this bridge down? And they're going to come check it out. One of them is going to go toward the entrance that way. The other one is going to go toward the left this way to see what's going on with the lever. The thought here is that if we can stay hidden when they split up over there, I can jump across to the bridge, staying hidden, hopefully, and then sneak up on the guy that goes that way, and then come back over here and sneak up on the guy up here. May not work that way, especially seeing as how I don't have any perks in anything yet, but we'll see. We'll see how it works. I'll go ahead and do a quick save right here, just in case I have to save scum a little bit.
We had a guard posted outside.
We did. Keep your eyes peeled. I don't think we're alone. You check the entrance. I'm going to look over here.
Where is he? Man, he's really taking his time. Look at that. Okay. Oh, didn't make it. Crap. Just barely didn't make it. Needed to get a little bit more of a running start. Okay. Now, because of line of sights, I think I want to hit this one up first. Because he's going to be looking out over the whole little arena there. God, crap. So dark.
What was that?
I love having an immersively dark game, but immersively dark areas are very, very hard to see. Oh, you ass.
Time to end this little game.
Out of stamina. Ring around the rosy while we restore our stamina here. Need some poison. Really? Come on then. You got a much bigger weapon than I do. Swing it. Take some poison. See how you like that. I think his AI broke.
Easily blocked.
Yeah. Can't block poison though. Now you're injured. Yeah, alright. So much for an impenetrable defense. Alright, let's see if I can actually make this.
I guess I was just hearing.
Yes, I can actually make it. It takes like a perfect jump, but you can make it.
What? No, no, this can't be happening.
He was leveling up blocking.
Guess I was just hearing things. Just hand over the gold, but listen. They always have to fight back.
Okay, here he comes, slowly but surely. I don't know if I'm in the light enough to be able to... Peekaboo.
What was that?
What was that indeed? Did I loot this guy already? I don't remember. I have not. Okay. The Barefoot Bandit at it again. Okay, now this guy's kind of tough. There's no way in the back way. It looks like you should be able to crawl through here, but you can't. Your character model is too big to fit through, regardless of, you know, if you're crouching or not. So you basically have to take this guy head on. I am, however, running a sprint slide.
Never should have come here.
Oh, he's an orc. I was not able to take him out fast enough.
You puny weakling. No one back in the north.
Let's recover some stamina here. Oh, that was a slick move, huh? You and your little spear. Time for Benny Hill music. Okay, so I purposely did not take that key. Novice locks are easy to pick, and they level up lock picking, which gives you overall level progression, which early in the game is very, very useful. That's valuable. I'll take that. Can't use it, but that's valuable. Clairvoyance is illusion, and we are an illusion mage. How about that? We're also going to look for tomatoes. Ooh, canis root. That's excellent. Canis root has a paralysis effect on it. We can plant those for numerous paralysis poisons. So we're looking for tomatoes, leeks, potatoes, and heads of cabbage or vegetable soup. That will help restore our stamina during combat, which is very important with Wildcat. I actually quite like how this character wore Dawnbreaker as like a talisman. Yeah, kinda, right? He had it on him all the time, even though he rarely used it. It was useful against undead, but mostly he was just a dagger fighter. Definitely coming back through here to gather all the iron ore, but I want to clear the place out of enemies first. Okay, now once the sentry, the archer over there goes back toward the back, that's when I'm going to make my move on the smith. And that should give me enough time to head back up to cover. Oh, one thing I want to make sure that I've done is to disable Shadow of Skyrim. It's a great mod. But in terms, if you're focusing on buildcraft and things like that and getting a character off the ground, it can be a little bit much. If you're focusing on it, it's awesome. Okay, so now that's one. We got two left. We got the guy sitting over here in the chair, and then we got the guy on the bridge over here. So we are going to get ready. He's on his way back over to the bridge. We're gonna wait for him to start making his way back up to the back there. And then when he makes his move is when we're going to make ours on the dude that's going to be sitting at the table to the left here. In the meantime, it doesn't look like he's looking the right way. So in the meantime, we're going to be taking these torches off the sconce. Maybe. There we go. Okay, slow, slow, slow. Here's the guy we're trying to take out. Perfect. Okay, now we're going to hang out here in the shadow, and we're going to wait for our archer friend here to do one more round of his patrol. And then as soon as he turns his back on us, we'll follow him back up to the back. That should help level up sneak. It'll keep us out of his line of sight. And then once he stops at the end of his patrol in the back there is when we'll make our move. Now at this point, I feel comfortable just taking this guy on one-on-one, toe-to-toe. Especially because he's another dagger fighter. But I want to do this right. I want to keep to the playstyle. The faster we can get sneak higher, the easier time we're going to have with this character. Now, I don't want to completely outpace every other skill with sneak because that's going to make the other phases of his gameplay. Oh, I don't know how I tipped him off there. Sometimes that just happens, I feel like.
Call yourself a Nord?
I do. Oh. Out of stamina. Do I have any stamina potions? Do I have anything that's going to increase stamina? I do have one. May as well use this potion of health while I'm at it too, because this might be... Oh, we injured him. Great. Alright. Boom. Excellent. Really should have gotten that flawless backstab up there. I don't know what caused me to get detected. Ooh, that's nice. Taking that hunting knife. I don't know. Maybe he was getting ready to turn around just as I was winding up to attack him, and that's when he saw me. Hard to say. Make sure I get my hotkey set up for the shield again. Okay, now I just got to get all the iron out of this place, loot all the chests and things like that. 3, yes. The shield. Okay, so I'm gonna start on the outside. There are a couple of iron ore veins. I did take the pickaxe, right? Yes, I did. Okay. There are a couple of iron ore veins right outside on the back, right outside the back exit here. And then I'm gonna come back through, going the opposite way, back to the front of the mine, looting everything on the way. So, in the meantime, anybody got any cool plans for the weekend? What games you guys playing? Oh, I hope I don't just trigger those wolves there now. Okay, there's a wolf. Hopefully I get this done before. There it is, just in time. Look at that. Ah, this is gonna be tough. Help me. Now it's time for the Benny Hill music. Studying? What are you studying? You still in college, Ben? Or are you doing some kind of trade school or standalone class or something? Probably the new Cyberpunk DLC. Oh man, I cannot wait for that. I'm still hung up on Starfield, personally. But I really want to play Cyberpunk. Cyberpunk is one of my very favorite games of all time, and maybe the best game. Well, one of the 2 best games to come out in the last 5 years. Cyberpunk is amazing. It came out in a really buggy state, but what was there was absolutely fantastic. That worked anyway. And Phantom Liberty and the 2.0 update looked to just really refine everything. and make it a finished product, and I'm really excited to play it. Unfortunately, Starfield is that other top 2 game of the last 5 years, in my opinion. I put 120 hours into it, finally got through the main quest last night, and very much looking forward to playing New Game Plus and see everything that has changed. Starting a new character for a Let's Play. But beyond that, oh, these guys detected me a little bit here. Beyond that, now might be a good time to use one of those illusion spells. How did that miss? Beyond that, I'm still trying to finish Final Fantasy 16. That's been a great game. It gets very anime tropey, where it has like a main protagonist that's simultaneously overly stoic and overly prone to emotional outbursts. If you're okay with that, you probably don't mind the character at all, and you'd probably really love the game. I'm not as God, that Alpha Wolf is tough. I'm not as resistant to the anime charms as a lot of anime people are, but it's still good. There are some points in the story where I was like, my jaw dropped to the floor. As tropey as it is fairly effective at setting up some really awe-inspiring moments, right? And like in most anime, it's like when that overly stoic character has one of their overly emotional outbursts, they end up transforming into something awesome because of it. And yeah, that too really sets up the stage for some really crazy scenes. But beyond that, like, the graphics are by far like the best graphics out of any game this year, except for Cyberpunk, which for my money is the best looking game of all time, bar none, hands down. And then the combat in Final Fantasy 16 is absolutely amazing. It's exquisite. They actually poached the combat designer from Capcom, the guy who did the combat for Devil May Cry, which has maybe the best 3D action gameplay of any series ever. And they hired him to do the combat for Final Fantasy 16. So the graphics, the combat, they all work really well. They also kind of threw in, so it's Final Fantasy at this point mixed with Devil May Cry for the combat, right? And then they also threw in some Game of Thrones stuff, and that stuff just really doesn't go over well. It turns into stuff that you have to sit through between like action scenes, right? And that's no fun. So I really wish like the story were handled better and things like that. But as it stands, it's a good game, and I really want to finish it. Nursing school, huh? That's I've known some people who have gone through nursing school. It's not easy, but it's solid employment, for sure. A worthy pursuit there, Ben. How close are you to getting through your program, joining the workforce? Those wolves are actually worth a damn. Yeah, level 1, legendary difficulty. That's the alpha wolf there was added back in by cutting room floor. For whatever reason, they took it out. Maybe it was too hard for a complete beginner character, they decided, for whatever reason. But yeah, that alpha wolf is not there in the vanilla game. Ooh, a painted hide shield. This is excellent. We'll switch out our heavy iron shield for that one. We are speccing into light armor with this character. because light armor means light on your feet, and that is smart. So yeah, Final Fantasy 16 and Starfield for me this weekend. And then I told my wife I would go pre-order Super Mario Wonder today. And I think while I'm at the GameStop pre-ordering that, I might pick up Mortal Kombat 1 while I'm there. Not going to start playing it until I'm done with Final Fantasy 16 because that's what's going to keep the PlayStation 5 occupied until that's done. Ooh, fishing. Should do some fishing, huh? Well, I'll wait for Starfield to hit the Nexus donation wallet so I can get it that way. Nice. Good call. I played the tabletop Cyberpunk RPG back in the day, so this game is something I've been wanting to delve into. Awesome. Have you played Cyberpunk at all, or were you waiting for them to fix it with the expansion? I loved it even when it was broken. It kind of made me sad to see so many people, probably mostly last-gen console players, having such a hard time with it. Most PC players seem to really enjoy it. Bugs and all. And, you know, being like a BGS fan, which all of us here are, I believe, we're kind of used to buggy games. So the bugs didn't really bother me as much. I didn't really have any game-breaking bugs. Some people on console did. I did not. It was fairly stable for me. I don't think I ever got a crash on Cyberpunk, but I did have like weird little animation bugs. Like Jackie was eating some like dumplings with some chopsticks, and then when he was done, he turned around and walked away, and the dumplings and chopsticks kind of like stayed there in the air. Just little stupid stuff like that makes you chuckle. But in terms of like character-centric narrative and stuff like that, the game was amazing. It still is. I feel like it's hard to compare to something like Skyrim or even Starfield because those games are very open-ended in terms of character development narratively. On either end, it's like you can have whatever you want for your backstory on either one of those games, and then you can become whatever you want once the main quest is over. In Cyberpunk, it's you're playing V's story, you're not playing your story. Which makes it so that the narrative is stronger, right? And more tied to the game, and they can do more with it as far as how the narrative affects the world. Which is great. It just makes it a very different game. Played a little bit when it came out, and then just decided to wait. Good call, good call. In your last year. Awesome. So there's a light at the end of the tunnel, huh? The studying will be worth it. I got burnout studying too. I got a software engineering degree. Well, it's a computer science degree with a software engineering concentration. That was a lot of work, a lot of studying, a lot of sleepless nights because they give you more work than can possibly be done in a 24-hour day, or at least in a 16-hour day with 8 hours of sleep. That's impossible. There's no way you can get that amount of work done in 16 hours, especially if you're working to pay the bills while you're while you're going to college. But it was worth it for me, for sure. I landed in a job that I enjoy, affords me a comfortable living. It is fulfilling. And it sounds like you are on the same track there, so keep at it. It'll all be worth it someday. Yeah, I definitely can't compare it with a Bethesda title. Indeed. Oh, I am very much looking forward to playing it, though. This year was insane for gaming, though, right? There's just so many good games. Like last year, the big debate was between God of War 2 and Elden Ring, right? So aside from those two games, like there was a lot of wiggle room in between, like what you were playing. So I had like a chance to attack my backlog. I played some indie games that I normally wouldn't have played, like Neon White was amazing. I played Sifu, that was amazing. I played Metal Hellsinger, which was amazing. But this year it's just like AAA release after AAA release, and these are like games that I can't miss. It's been really good for having good games to play, but really bad for having time to play them. You know? Oh, this will help. I actually learned this from one of Magus's streams. It's like you don't have to do the whole major slack thing of killing these fish on their way up. You can just stand here and catch them, and you'll get the salmon roe from them. There were two. I don't see any more flying up over here. We're good on that side. In my opinion, it's way easier just to stand at the top of the waterfall here and mash the button to catch the fish. Three there. Is there a fourth one? Oh, there was one that just ran into me there. There you go. A lot easier than trying to, you know, blast these things out of the water and then hunting down all the different patches of salmon roe everywhere, right? I think so anyway. Okay, so a couple more things before we head to Ryek's End. I want to gather more Moritapinella. There's plenty on either side of this river, and there's actually some more up here that I want to grab too. Moritapinella, Fly Amanita, and Dragon's Tongue make a very valuable potion that both levels up your alchemy skill very quickly, and you can actually sell them for a lot of money at general goods traders and at alchemy shops. Now, I'm not going to be perking into alchemy or any crafting skill with this character, but I always try to level up the crafting skills because at legendary difficulty, it's almost a necessity to be able to improve your gear to the point of viability. At any level, really. At least until you can get some of the stronger, unique stuff from Daedric quests and things like that. I'm not going to be completely insane and completionist about getting all of the Moritapinella. Just going to do a quick once-over on this stuff here. Grab what I see. You can be like Major Slack and make sure that you count every single one here and that you get all of them, but for me, I'm planting them anyway, so it doesn't really make that much of a difference. I'm also running this mod called Third Person Selection or something like that. I don't remember exactly what it was called, but it makes selecting small things, bass, a lot easier in third-person view. It kind of just does it for you when you get close, and it makes catching dartwings and like small fish a lot easier. Or like finding that sweet spot to gather the Moritapinella off a tree stump. It can be really hard to, or like glowing mushrooms or whatever. It can be really hard to find that one spot to activate the ingredient. With this mod, it makes it almost trivial. As long as you're within the vicinity of it, you're going to be able to select it and harvest it. Catch up on chat here. God bless computers piss me off unless I'm using them for gaming. Yeah, they're rough. I mean, I wanted to do computer science because I thought that these computers are like these magical boxes full of like wonders. Like, how the hell did they work? It should be impossible, right? And then the more you get into it, the more you realize it's all just ones and zeros, just like millions of them lined up in certain orders. So it's like, now my chosen profession is dealing with these not magic boxes that can do anything, but these pain in the ass boxes that you have to communicate using a series of ones and zeros. Rip my life, right? No, but luckily the science has come a long way since binary programming, so we actually have... Oh, this is still giving me issues here, huh? So now we have higher level programming languages and stuff that you use logic for programming instead of, you know, just binary arithmetic all the time. Okay, normally the meta for legendary difficulty would say that you need to go get a follower now from Riverwood. But this character is an isolationist, right? He's going to be solo most of the time, except for maybe a dog.
Greetings, citizen.
Miko might be
Allow me to introduce myself. My
the
name
only
is
acceptable
Vander Nightbrook, and I
companion for this
am
guy.
your post-haste courier representative. You may recognize my face from postcards delivered to every address.
God, this guy
in
is long-winded.
Skyrim.
It's the lung
Skyrim
capacity.
Courier service is under new management. Mine. The old service was so third era. Slow. We have a new business model. Fresh
Heart
branding,
Vander indeed.
and fully modernized service, making post-haste.
Speaking of Bethesda, anyone playing the new Elder Scrolls mobile game Castle? I saw it. Isn't it like a cross between Fallout Shelter, but like set in like an Elder Scrolls universe? If so, that sounds amazing because Fallout Shelter was awesome. The one thing you got to worry about with Bethesda is heavily monetized stuff.
City deep in the Reach.
Elder Scrolls Blades I thought was great, but it's just
on an
it got in its own way with its monetization, and I had to stop playing it.
In seclusion with a bunch of graybeards.
But now that they're under the Microsoft umbrella, maybe the monetization won't be as harsh.
And small.
I guess is the
Robber's
thought.
Gorge to the Ethereum Forge. From Hunter's Rest to Bone Strewn.
Have you ever
Crest,
used the waterfalls in River Current to swim to Whiterun? It's so fast you get there in no time. Yeah, especially if you're an Argonian, right?
Get it done.
That was an Argonian tactic that I saw on YouTube like years and years ago, and I thought it sounded awesome. I've never done it myself, but it does sound pretty cool. See you around, Vander. He's faster than me. He's a lot faster than me. He's pulling away. Okay, do I need anything here? 2:54 a.m. Let's go ahead and sleep. We'll sleep outside Zora's camp here. I'm trying to stipulate a roleplay rule here that this guy doesn't sleep in inns. That might not be completely possible all the way through. Phone's sending me a lot of push notifications of shit I don't even care about. We're not going to become a werewolf for this one. Lycanthropy would fit the character. Don't get me wrong. If you decide to play a build like this and you want to go as a werewolf, I don't think there's any reason why you shouldn't. I've just done a couple of very heavy werewolf playthroughs and build guides in the not so distant past, so I kind of want to focus on other aspects for now, but werewolf would fit. The other thing that you would have to consider if you want to go werewolf with a character like this is that in order to get the most out of the werewolf, you really have to put some perks into the unarmed subtree of light armor. And a hybrid build like this is already going to be perk hungry across a lot of different skills. So trying to allocate points into that as well is going to be troublesome, right? Now, if you're running something like Growl alongside, you can get away with not having to put any perks into it. But really, if you're playing a werewolf without ordinate or unarmed perks, you're kind of only playing half the werewolf as far as I'm concerned. Okay, let's stop by the smith. We'll do some crafting training. We'll do some smithing training there. We'll pick up the quest for Bleak Falls at the Riverwood Trader there. And then we'll head to Ryke's End and plant some
every day we get
ingredients.
In Riverwood. Yes, actually. How about you smith me an iron dagger? Here's everything you need to make one. Go ahead. Aye.
Out of the way, Alvor. Do you want me to forge this thing or not? Thank you. Iron dagger. Make sure we get the right one and not the Beyond Skyrim Bruma one. That's the Bruma one. This is the regular one.
That's a decent weapon you've made there.
Yeah, not too bad, huh? Now again, I'm not going to be putting any perks into smithing, but I will be leveling it up.
I can forge it. Not bad, but it's a little dull. How about you sharpen it up? Just need a bit of metal and the grindstone over there.
You mean this grindstone over here? Oh, okay. Yeah, so this is a pain. If you're using classic classes and Burst Signs Reimagined, it sets every level, the base level of every skill to 5. That is not enough skill level in order to do this quest, because you can't upgrade any gear. You have to have a certain level in smithing to be able to upgrade your gear. So that means in order to get through this, I gotta cheat a little bit. You know what? No, let's do it the right way. I'll be back. I'm not ready for that yet, Alvor, but I will be soon. That just means that we got to get to Whiterun.
You looking for a new blade?
Smith up a whole bunch of iron daggers, and then we can come back here and finish up the quest for Alvor.
Take a look.
All right, what do you got for me? Steel dagger, which does 6 damage at 2.5 weight, and we have a hunting knife, which does 8 damage at 1 weight. Gee, I wonder which one is better.
Ironer, the finest weapons and armor.
So, nothing here for weapons. How about light armor? What do we got here? Hide Boots of Luck. 3% chance per second to restore 30 points of health, magicka, and stamina. That is really good. And we can afford it. So let's buy that thing. We'll sell off our northern boots there. We'll sell all but one of those. Rebel's armor is still better than the other stuff that I have. Now, which is better? The painted shield. So we'll sell those. Okay, what else you got? Not much. Leather boots, 10 armor, 3 weight, as opposed to... Oh, yeah, the enchanted ones that we have that are too good to get rid of. Leather helmet versus the Imperial one. That's 17 armor versus 18. Nope, we're all good there. Okay.
Until next time.
Until next time. There we go. All set up. Now let's go ahead and smith up what we have here, if we can get any... Yeah, it doesn't look like we'll be able to get any actual leather. We make strips, though. And the strips can be turned into eye patches with immersive armors. Boom. There we go. And we can sell that off at the Riverwood Trader.
Well, one of us has to do something.
He said no.
Well, I don't know what you overheard, but the Riverwood... yeah, an ornament. So, you could? I've got some coin coming in from my last shipment. It's yours if you bring my claw back. The sooner you find the claw, the sooner our lives can get back to normal. Trinkets, odds and ends.
Hey,
that sort
Hybrid
of thing.
Avenger. Welcome, welcome. How are you doing today? Well, I hope. Let's see. Elven hunting knife. Good for skinning, but poor at harvesting from carcasses. I would like a balanced Dwemer one. And hunting knife. Doing good. Great, great. Glad to hear it. What have you been playing? Skyrim, Starfield? Anything good? Oh wow, Stream Element spot is finally running. Look at that. Steel hunting knife, we'll take that over the Elven one. Let's see. Anything else? Daggers? Oh no, there's the Dwarven one. That's cheap enough. Going back to Skyrim? Nice. I just finished Starfield last night, and that's definitely going in the rotation. I'm going to be balancing time between Skyrim and Starfield, I think, for a while. Scroll of Conjure Weeping Daedra. This is awesome. I got to make sure to use that when I need it. How did I get 6 salmon? Did a few streams of Starfield, but can no longer play it as I used the PC Game Pass. I see. So it's kind of like a... almost like a glorified demo for you. Was going to be buying Starfield, but other things happened and had to buy a new phone. I see. All right. Well, back to it someday then, huh? Did you enjoy it when you played it? Okay, I'm going to be keeping the gems here because I'm going to need them for the Old Ways Winter Sun deity to worship. Otherwise,
Now,
I'd be
if you're going
selling
to get
those all off.
seeds, you should head to Bleak Falls Barrow, northwest of town.
So this is your plan, Lucan?
Yes. So now you don't have to go, do you?
Oh, really? Well, I think your new helper here needs a guide.
Yes, guide me.
No, by the 8, fine. But only to the edge of town.
Okay, so we'll follow Carlotta to the edge of town, and then we'll stop by Ryek's End, and we will plant some ingredients there. We got Canis Root. Do we have any Imp Stool? No Imp Stool, but we have Canis Root we can plant. We have Fly Amanita we can plant, and we have Mora Tapanella that we can
We
plant.
have to go through town and across the bridge to get to Bleak Falls Barrow.
Canis Root is one
You can
half
see
of
it
the
from here,
ingredients
though.
that we need
The
to
mountain
make
just over the buildings.
paralysis poisons.
Those
Mora
thieves must be
Tapanella and
mad
Fly
hiding out
Amanita
there.
are 2/3
Those
of what
old
we need to
crypts are
make
filled with
a
nothing but
valuable
traps, trolls,
potion
and
to
who knows
level
what
up
else.
alchemy and to sell to vendors for lots of money. Take these bees on the way too. Restore stamina with bees. I get really sidetracked with this game with alchemy. Carlotta, where'd you go? Did you just disappear? All right. Come on, woman.
Good morning, wife.
I wonder why they only stole Lucan's golden claw. I mean, we
UC
have
is
plenty of
boring,
things in
but
the
I
shop
can't
that
respect
are
the
worth just as
collective
much
after what
coin.
happens when you go to
Lucan
the
found
Aquila
claw
City
about
the
a
first
year
time.
after he opened the store. He never quite explained where he got it.
Um,
It's a tricky one.
I can't respect. I'm trying to remember what they do. What does the collective do when you go to the Aquila City? UC is kind of boring, but the UC quest line, actually both of them, the UC Sysdef and the UC Vanguard quest lines are both really, really good, in my opinion.
This is the bridge out of town. The path up the mountain to the northwest leads
The
to
Freestar
Bleak
Collective
Falls
quest
Barrow.
line was
I guess
cool,
should
but
get
I
back
don't
to
think
my
it was
brother.
as
He'll
impactful as
throw a
either of
fit
the
if I
UC
take too
ones.
long. Such a child.
You get some nice quest rewards from both, though. I like that in that game you can actually do the Freestar Collective and the UC factions, and they're not mutually exclusive, right? The only one that precludes you from doing other factions is the Crimson Fleet. And even then, there are other factions that you can join, even if you are part of the Crimson Fleet. Don't want to spoil anything, but Sysdef is pretty fun. Yes, indeed it is. No, I'm not going to spoil anything either. I can make qualitative comments on what I thought of each one, but I'm not gonna go over any story points for them. Usually is a wolf out here somewhere. I'm not seeing him. Oh, there he is. Okay, getting stronger. Oh, he's twitching. It's like I was scratching that just the right spot on his belly to make him twitch, but it was actually just death throes. Having been murdered in an especially violent way, it happens. In Starfield, someone already made a Borg cube, and it looks so funny flying around. That's awesome. It would probably be fairly simple, too. Maybe a lot of work, but fairly simple. Alright, I need to get the key from the man himself. That blade is a nice sword, but it's, I don't know, it's kind of cheaty. Having something that strong so early in the game. All the amenities you have right here without any kind of impact to the terrain, really. Any kind of meaningful impact, anyway. Ragzen's maybe my favorite player home build of all time. Just because it's got everything you need, it's small, it's compact, and it's out of the way. Works for every character. All right, what am I planting here? We got, gonna need some canis root. We'll plant 2 canis root right now. And let's see, we'll do some fly amanita. We'll do 2 fly amanita. And we'll do 2 Mora Tapenella. Now, the one thing to consider when you are planting Mora Tapenella is that for some reason, everything else yields 4 ingredients when you plant them and harvest them, but for some reason the Mora Tapenella only yields 3. So I probably miscounted there. I should have probably done like 1 fly amanita and 2 Mora Tapenella, but whatever. We'll be rotating those out as needed. Be swapping those out for imp stool and canis root later on. My god, time is flying. I've been doing this for almost 2 hours now. Might do a longer stream today. The wife's out of town, so I have less social obligations. I am still taking care of the dog, though. I do need to keep her life rich and fulfilling with, you know, giving her some daddy doggy time, you know. But I don't need to have as many deep conversations with the dog as I do need to have with my wife to cultivate that relationship, you know? Scratch behind the ears and a treat or two is all the dog needs. Maybe a belly rub and some snugs. Human relationships are a little more complicated, which is probably why I prefer the dog relationships, right? Ben Fico. All right, Ben, take it easy, all right? Good luck with your studies. Have a good weekend, and see you around, okay? Okay, we got to turn all this iron into iron ingots. Turn the iron ingots into iron daggers. Turn the iron daggers into gold. And then we'll see at some point if maybe we can upgrade an iron dagger. Look, I'm helping.
You handle yourself well. You could make for a decent shield, brother.
Yeah, not too bad for a guy with a knife, huh? What is a shield, brother?
An outsider, eh?
Kinda.
Never heard of the Companions?
Oh, I've heard of the Companions.
We are brothers and sisters in honor. And we show up to solve problems if the coin is good enough.
Can I join?
Not for me to say. You'll have to talk to Codlac Whitemane up in
Not needed right now,
The old
but
man's got a
soon
good
we will
sense
need
for this.
access to
He can
the
look in your
block
eyes
and
tell you
one-handed
words.
training.
If you go to him, good luck.
Anything good on the giant? Just some arrows. Okay. So while we're in town, I'm going to make use of the enchanting table up at Dragon's Reach. We'll do some of the side quests to open up taking things from the alchemy shop. Maybe get some gold here and there. Ooh, we definitely have to stop by
A jester, funny suit
the
and all.
Khajiit caravans here. See if they have any rare curios ingredients to sell. They are uber powerful.
Warm sands, friend. Take a look.
Cork bulb, yes, that has a paralysis effect. Daedrus silk, yes please. This stuff will eat through your gold pretty quickly though, so keep an eye on that. Got any good daggers on sale here? Iron dagger of fatigue, that's nice. Iron hunting knife, steel hunting knife. I would rather do the pure damage right now anyway. Hide armor of minor conjuring, that could help a little bit once we have a conjuration spell, but we don't even have a conjuration spell. Resist fire, this is great, but I can't afford it. Can sell some of this stuff off. That can help, and once I can actually mix up some of these potions, I'll have more money to play with. Yeah, I might come back for that.
The road lead you to warm sands.
Locoon. All right, this is an FMR vendor.
You might be sick.
Oh no, did I get sick? I'll just pray at the Shrine of Talos once I get there.
Take a look.
Talk of dragons returning to the world makes me more than a little
Light
nervous.
Curse. Restoration. Okay, so this might be helpful. It's very expensive though. Fire Blast. Okay, so none of the Phantom, the Phantasmal stuff. None of the Shrouds yet. Okay, that's fine.
moons protect us. I hope we do not encounter one of
Getting
them
a
on the
little
road.
jittery there for a second. Let's throw down a quick save just in case. Get so scared helping the companions, not because of the giant, but because everyone is running around. Yeah, I've actually lost a permadeath character before because I accidentally hit one of them while trying to attack a giant. And it was like the second day. It was like day 2, maybe even day 1. It was a Bosmer Knight character that I rolled randomly. And somehow I hit one of them with like a spell or something like that.
Swords for the Imperial soldiers.
And they all attacked me, and I lost a permadeath character so early. It was heartbreaking.
Ask Yorland Greymane for help.
I'd sooner bend my knee to Ulfric's Stormcloak.
Vilcus can get a little slash happy too.
Have it
When he's
your way.
testing your
I'll
arm,
take the
he's
job,
supposed to just
but
stand
don't
there and
expect a
block.
miracle.
But every once in a while, it turns into a real fight, and he will just try to cut you in half. All right, while we're here, let's go ahead and make some iron ingots. Ooh, we got a lot of them. Look at that. Okay, might have to spend some money on some leather strips. I can make only the one, huh?
Got some good pieces out here if you're looking to buy.
I don't need to
More
spend money
inside.
on that. I can make arrows instead. But that means I need firewood. Let's go ahead and take this helmet off. That looks silly.
Isolde, was it? What brings you to the market?
I'm here to buy food, Nazim. I suppose you...
Oh, I don't have an axe. Okay, there's one right there. I was like, oh no. I usually pick up the wood cutting axe outside of Embershard Mine because that's like the first instance, the one that you get. And then if I miss that one, then there's a few laying around Riverwood. I missed all of them. Luckily, there's the one right there. I have something like 18, maybe less, ingots now. So I think 3, you get 6 firewood per round on the stump. So I think 3 rounds will give us more than enough firewood, barely. You know, chopping wood is actually a viable way of making money. If you need just like another, 50 or 100 gold to buy something, chopping firewood doesn't take that long, and they pay their wood choppers pretty well here in Skyrim. Just go back to the inn, sell them back to Hulda. Make a pretty good wage if you consider hourly, That's how these guys are making a full-ass living, just chopping firewood all day. Labor-intensive work, though. Lots of blisters. Probably not easy on the back or the joints. Okay, how many do I got now? Is that enough? 18 firewood, 20 ingots, that's fine. I'll have 1 more ingot left over. No, actually 2 more ingots left over. I need 1 for the iron hunt, or the iron knife to take back to Alvor.
I don't claim to be the best blacksmith in Whiterun.
Oops.
Yorland Greymane's got that on him. Man's steel is legendary. All I ask is take it.
I could make these cork bulb arrows. These things have a built-in paralysis effect on them. They are worth more, slightly, at least at low-level speech scaling. You are holding the wrong end of that ingot there, Steger. But at the moment, I want to keep the cork bulb root for paralysis poisons. So I'm just going to be making iron arrows. There has to be someone playing this game just to chop wood and mine, sell potions, craft jewelry. Yeah, I've actually toyed around with it. The problem is, I came from the arcade era, right? So I need action, I need combat in video games. Simulations are just boring to me, but
Have you met my father?
you know, I thought it would be, at least for the lulz anyway, funny to have like a crafting only build. Also, with a bald head and a big beard, your character looks like Tank Abbott. Nice callback. Talk about arcade era, the old school UFC stuff. That was some brutal stuff, and Tank was he was a badass.
The finest weapons and armor.
Not worth anything now, but whatever. 270 septums.
Don't
Can
forget to
I
check
upgrade
inside
this
the shop
dagger
if you
now?
need anything.
I can. Look at that. Take that back to Alvor at some point. All right, that's good. Yeah, now there's going to be a task
Got
for
some good pieces out
Adrian.
here if you're looking to buy. That I do. I've got to, if I hope to be as good as Yorland Greymane someday. In fact, I just finished my best piece of work. It's a sword. I made it for the Jarl.
I like how she interrupts
Balgruf
herself.
the Greater. It's a surprise. I don't even know if he'll accept it.
It's a cool
but
move.
Listen, could you take the sword to my father?
That's alpha
Preventus
level
Avenucci?
schizophrenia right there.
He's the Jarl's steward. He'll
Omega
know the
level
right time to
schizophrenia.
present it to him.
Talking over yourself somehow with two different voices coming out of the same mouth.
Thanks. Thanks for the business.
You got it. So yeah, there are a couple of errands to run here. The order that I like to go with this is I will sell off my stuff over at Adrian's. I'll take this up to Dragon's Reach. I'll disenchant everything I need to disenchant.
Someone's been pilfering crops from my
I know your
farm.
family's honor is important to you,
Doubt it's
but
one
we
of your
can't
trouble.
afford it.
It took me weeks to
I'll get Amaranth's quest on the way back down. And then I'll get the delivery quest from Farengar for the frost salts, bringing those back down to Arcadia. Which will give me access to all the ingredients she has. There's also a skill book in there somewhere for alchemy that I'll grab. And then I'll swing by Belethor's and grab the speech skill book in there. And then once all those are done, I'll go to the Hall of the Dead and do that thing and get the speech, or I think it's a block skill book or something in there.
I serve Jarl Balgruf as steward. From Adrian? Ah, this must be that weapon for the Jarl. Poor girl. So eager to prove herself. I'll present it to Balgruf.
So
when
eager
his
to
mood
poop
is
herself.
Agreeable. Thank you. Please, take these few coins for services rendered. Enjoy your visit to Dragon's Reach.
Come to Dragon's Reach to discuss the ongoing hostilities, like the rest of the great warriors.
Don't like your attitude, Farengar. You're the only wizard in Whiterun?
I believe I am, yes. Technically speaking, of course. The city is also home to a priest, priestess, an alchemist, and I'm sure others who practice. Ah, that reminds me. Speaking of alchemists, I have some frost salts for Arcadia. She asked me to obtain them for one of her potions. Would you be so kind as to deliver the frost salts for me? I'm sure Arcadia will provide some form of recompense.
Yep.
Good. You're clearly better suited than I am to carry out such a menial task.
You saying you can't handle basic tasks? Sounds about right.
What would you have me do?
You know, if you've
brother?
got the aptitude,
Your brother
you
is
should
the
join the
Jarl.
Mages College.
You know I can't.
The Steger will
question his
clap back.
judgment. I'm not
No,
asking
actually,
you
the
to
Steger's
fight.
pretty. He'll turn the other cheek socially.
Use subtlety and suggestion.
Been conditioned from a young age to be sort of a quiet pariah. Okay, so these were the items that I gathered from Helgen Keep after I went back in there. I'm not really casting anything that requires extra magic, so I'm not going to need the hood, but I might be able to make use of this enchantment later on. Same with the regeneration robes. I really need the light armor for survivability, as we saw when I got beset by those wolves. And as far as disenchanting anything else, I'm only going to disenchant it when I have a better piece of gear on that I can replace it with, right?
The cost of goods has doubled. I'll need more coin if I'm to provision us properly.
Okay, so we got to take these frost salts back to Arcadia. I might stop by... Well, actually, I don't even have the gold to do that. I was going to stop by Elithor at the Bannered Mare, who is another Forgotten Magic Redone vendor, just to see what he has. I don't think that his spell inventory changes, neither of them do. But if he has one of those spells that I'm looking for, it would be good to know that he has it at least. So once I'm done with everything here in Whiterun, then I'm going to cut back over to the Ritual Stone to get, it's kind of a keystone, cornerstone stone for this build. The Ritual Stone effect is one of the more powerful in the game, and I kind of want to build around that instead of Conjuration like I was doing with the first incarnation of this character.
Take a look.
Arcane Weapon, not needed. Blight Curse, Lokun has this one too. Maybe, maybe not. We're not really a poison mage. Divine Light kind of heals the caster 50 points. This would be useful. Don't have the money for it yet, but good to keep in mind. Fire Blast is destruction, don't need that one. Healing Touch, another one that is good. I think this is in the Druid paradigm. This is good to hook up to Okado's Recital. Really good, actually. Ice Lance and Storm Strike. Okay, so there are a few useful ones, but not any of the main ones that we're looking for there. That being the Phantom Shroud and Phantom Armor. We'll keep a lookout for those. If I want to say, like, by level 10, if I haven't found them natural, I'll probably just console them in. Okay, now we got some Dragon's Tongue here that I can plant back at Ryek's End, which will give me access to those money-making potions that I was talking about.
Chose his side and he chose poorly, and now he's gone.
Those are the main things I'm trying to get here. Okay, just doing a roundabout the place there.
Got a pretty full stock of potions and alchemy reagents. You look rather pale. Could be ataxia. It's quite a problem back home in Cyrodiil.
Oh, this Dream Element spot is having all kinds of trouble today. It's on and then it's off, it's on and it's off. Let's see here. I have frost salts for you from Farengar.
Ah, splendid, splendid. It's for a special brew I'm working on.
A love elixir like no other.
Maybe I'll test it on Farengar first.
I wouldn't bother.
Oh, but I suppose
you
you expect some compensation. Here. These potions should suffice.
Some women are attracted to that, though. You can't fault somebody for being attracted to something. They can't help it. Training in alchemy... No. So if I have the money, what I'll do when I'm in Whiterun is I'll check, or in any town that has an alchemist really, is I'll look for things like an enchanter's potion, crafting potions in particular. That's because if you're not going to be perking into alchemy, it's really hard to craft a potion that is going to be on par with any of the crafting potions that you can get at a vendor. So a lot of the time, if I'm playing a non-alchemist character, I'll keep my eye open for enchanter's potions and smithing potions. Attracted to douches, so then attracted to cleanliness. Yeah. Those kind of douches. I'm tempted to buy this potion of cure disease here too. I don't have the money for it yet, but I will shortly. Nah, I don't need it. I'm close enough to shrines right now. Okay, so now a lot of this stuff I can pick up. I don't want to waste my time picking up everything, just the stuff that I'm going to use.
You'll find tonics, salves,
Which is mainly the
poultices,
canis
and
root.
potions on my shelves.
Blister wart I could use
Browse to your
for
heart's content.
smithing potions. The healing potions, definitely, for sure. Can take those. I'm looking for Imp Stool, though. I thought she had Imp Stool around here somewhere.
And I'll be happy to serve you.
Maybe not. Maybe I have to go to White River Watch for the Imp Stool, but I definitely got Canis Root. That's good. Blister wart.
If there's anything I can help you with, you have but to ask.
All right, relax. Definitely take the venom.
I offer remedies for ailments both common and rare. Do let me know if I can be of service.
Anything else? Man, it bums me out that she doesn't have any Imp Stool. Maybe I can buy some. Maybe she has some in her inventory.
Good to see you. Ah, so you're an alchemist then.
I don't think so. I didn't see any. Alphabetical. Piscarp, Juniper Berries, no Imp Stool. So we might want to take a run at White River Watch once we get the Ritual Stone. Frost Miriam actually has a Fortify Sneak effect on it, which could be very useful. Dried Elves' Ear are great for archery potions, but we're not an archer. But I think they also have either a Resist Magicka or a Restore Magicka effect on them, which would be useful for us. How are we doing on encumbrance? Still pretty good. And now that we got rid of all that iron,
Look, you've already been told you're not allowed here.
let's go ahead and pick up this quest while we're at it.
We're causing no trouble.
Maybe Amryn will walk by too.
Is to look for her. I don't care what you're
You can always come back and get Amryn though, but I've had this quest bug out before where these guys just kind of stay here instead of going back to Iverstead.
You there.
If
We're
I
looking
ignore
for
them.
someone in Whiterun. We will pay good money for information. A woman, a foreigner in these lands. Redguard, like us. She is likely not using her true name. We will pay for any information regarding her location. We are not welcome here in Whiterun. So we will be in Rorikstead if you learn anything.
And why are you
It's
looking for
none of
this
your
person?
concern. All you need to know is that we're paying for information.
Very well.
If that doesn't interest you, feel free to walk away.
Well,
If you
I guess
locate
if
her,
the
find
money's
us in
good, I'll
Rorikstead.
consider it, but for right now, no thank you. Oh, you know what? I forgot to do the Hall of the Dead thing. I didn't do that. I didn't get the skill book at Arcadia's Cauldron, and I did not do the skill book at Bellathor's either. Good thing I caught it.
Do you have news of our quarry?
Do not. Oh, and there's Amryn. We can go ahead and pick up his quest now, too. This might
tried
give us
mercenary work?
White River Watch,
Might
which would
suit
be 2 birds with 1 stone.
My Sapphire doesn't like that I've been spending so much time looking
And
for
I
my
can also
father's
get
old
one-handed
sword.
training from
He
him
fed his
before I join the
entire
companions
family with
too,
the gold
which is
he made
nice.
using that weapon. I'm not about to let it gather dust in some thief's trophy room. I tracked it to a group of bandits nearby.
Oh,
But
if
I'm
there's
no
a
fool.
vampire, a
I need
daywalker.
the Whiterun
Look at
guards,
that.
or maybe hire the companions to get it. I don't know why I'm saying this, but if you find it out in your travels, I'd be grateful to you.
Ah, stream elements going crazy. White River
find
Watch,
that
yes,
sword,
very
please
nice, very
bring it
nice.
to me.
And by that point, we should have the assistance of the Ritual Stone, which will make that dungeon clear much, much easier.
Battleborn, give me your money. I don't have
We have a few level ups that we could take advantage of here too.
No, please.
Got to keep that in mind. Might need that versus the Ritual Stone mage that inhabits that area. If not, we may need it against the White River Watch bandits. Where is Ander? Here he is.
Tell me, Do you believe in mighty Arche, god of life and death?
God of Death, I know him well.
I'm glad to know that because I need your help. You see, I've lost something precious.
What was that?
My amulet of Arche. It's the source of my divine powers and also a sacred badge.
Your divine
of office.
powers, huh?
I misplaced it in the
Are
catacombs.
you a powerful priest, Anders?
I'd look for
so
it, but
powerful
I
that you
have been
can't
hearing noises down there.
go retrieve it yourself?
I fear the dead have become restless. Without that amulet, I'm powerless to confront
I see.
them.
Chicken and an egg situation.
Would you be willing to search for it?
Yeah, sure, I can help you out.
I'll just wait here and make sure nothing foul escapes the catacombs.
But what if I fart? You gonna keep it in there? Oh, I can just have you cure my disease.
Of course. Blessing of our
Here we go.
faith.
That's better payment than the 5 gold that he usually gives you. I wonder what mod adds that. I'm using the Novice Guide as a base. It's a very custom Novice Guide, but there's something in there that obviously adds it in priests being able to give you healing. Okay, getting better at this sneak thing. In fact, so much better that I think I would rather just do this one the old-fashioned way. If he's still in here. There he is. Probably should have just stood there and got some, block training. Some free block training from that guy. We'll have to keep that in mind. Block is very slow to level up compared to everything else. So I need to take my time, and if I'm facing off against like a single low-level enemy, go ahead and just stand there and block a few shots for a while. Leader of the pack. Ooh, this one's a plus 30 health and magic. Druids are a little closer to shamans than storm mages, so something, I guess. And none of this stuff is marked as stealing, so go ahead and take it all. You can sell it to Belethor's shop for a fairly good amount. So does this just happen to all the cemeteries in Nirn? Eventually someone becomes an undead person? It seems like it. It's one of those unwritten rules of the Elder Scrolls. Every barrow becomes an undead anthill.
I spend so much time among the dead, I sometimes forget how much I miss the company of the living.
I found your amulet.
Thank Arche! Please, take this gold for your troubles.
Thanks for the 15 gold. I'll buy myself a loaf of bread or something, maybe. All right. Any more useful ingredients out here? A bunch of useful ones. There's a dragon's tongue. Specific ones that I'm looking for. There's another dragon's tongue. And there's another one. Excellent. Death bell. And nah, not needed. Alrighty then. Okay, so there is a skill book in Arcadia's Cauldron. Geez, say that 10 times fast. There's also one in Belethor's shop. And then once we get those...
Did you raise your prices, Carlotta?
We're heading to the Ritual Stone. Is there anything here? Sack of flour.
Let me guess. They're saying it's because of this trouble with this.
Got a pretty full stock of potions and alchemy reagents.
But do you have a book that will magically make me better at alchemy? Oh, you do. I won't steal that from you, but I just wanted to read it. I also kind of want to swing by the inn, see if they have any leeks for sale, and if they do, well, I can check, what's her name?
Welcome to Bellathor's General Goods. Well, everything's for
I can
sale.
check Bellathor here too.
Oh, a bit of this and a bit of that.
Tomatoes. Ah, leeks, look at that. Take your potatoes there too.
Do come back.
Nope, that's the wrong way. We gotta go this way. Speech book, very nice. I think there are a couple skill books in Yorvasker as well. But I don't need to go for those yet.
Hello, friend.
Carlotta has a few leeks I see right there in her bin.
Me? I call them treasures.
Tomatoes? Yeah, I'll take those too. Okay, we're gonna take all these and we are going to make some vegetable soup out of them.
Take care of yourself.
The finest cuts.
It's really good at regenerating stamina during combat, so that's gonna be helpful early on.
Come on in. Just stoke the fire. Take a seat and get the cold out.
Looks like I have enough for 6. Great. Perfect. May as well make the rabbit haunches too, I guess. Oh, and the poitin spoitovenum. I don't know where that came from. Yeah, may as well do the spider egg thing too. Alright, we're good now. Alright, let's get that in our favorite menu. Enhanced stamina, brief invisibility, all this stuff. Enhanced illusion, yes please. Okay. Now we can go tackle the ritual stone. How's encumbrance? Pretty good. So, yeah, speaking of, now that we have a little bit of lull, we got some, a little bit of travel time coming up here. Oh, I can sell some stuff off at the Khajiit vendors here too. I can talk about my plans for content. I have been making progress on the Scorpion build guide, mainly in the way of getting B-roll, but also that B-roll being,
take a look.
Compelling gameplay that I can edit into like a showcase or also like a short. So that's my main priority right now for content creation. Clairvoyance, I need to read that. This I can sell. And then also making some preparations for a Starfield Let's Play as well.
May your road lead you to warm sand.
And I need to get a OBS profile set up for that because I think I'm trying to record high quality video from my camera and not just like a little window in the corner there. I'm trying to record that separately so that I can splice the two in together so I can switch back out to the camera if I'm making funny faces or whatever. Or talking about tactics or things like that. I can switch back and forth between the two. I can put a little camera up in the corner like I do here. Trim it out in editing, however. It just gives me more options. But the thing is, I gotta get the aspect ratio right because it's like a double wide recording at 1080p. So it's a 1080p image next to a 1080p image, and that's how I'm going to be recording. And then I can cut them out how I need to during editing, which will give me more freedom in how I'm editing the thing. It should, if nothing else, be... Oh, I did not mean to do that. There goes 50 gold that I didn't have. I was trying to see if she had like ingredients for sale. Apothecaries usually do. But yeah, that should give me a little more freedom in terms of editing these things. And it should be a fun lesson in video editing anyway. I can up my skills on that. I wonder what we will discover on the road here in terms of random encounters. What's going on with you two? Just a dog and a hunter. Okay, never mind. Man, you play an Imperious Altmer once and then you feel beholden to grab every butterfly that you see. Oh, skeevers. Filth-ridden vermin. Okay. Got some good block and one-handed levels there. Did I get sick? Didn't pick up any diseases either. Great. Oops, did not mean to grab the meat. Wow. Got all that. Oh, the health came back because of the enchantment I have on the boots. I get it. Very interesting. Okay. We're going to wait here till night. I think there are some more wolves I got to take care of. But we're going to wait till night to take on the ritual stone over here and the mage there. I should be able to sneak up on him or her. But it'll be easier in the dark. So let's take on these wolves here, and we'll, I don't know that we'll set up camp, but... Oh, looks like these guys already cleared out the wolves for us. Okay. Are you a traveling alchemist? Are either of you alchemists? He is.
Take a look.
You have imp stool. No imp stool. Anything else I need? Fly Amanita. Dragon's Tongue. Mora Tapanella. Nothing. Oh, Dragon's Tongue. Kind of expensive for a Dragon's Tongue, though.
Right, then.
How about you? Are you just another apothecary? No, another alchemist. Nice.
Take a look.
Dragon's Tongue. Fly Amanita. Yes, please. The honeycomb actually has a light armor effect on it. I'll take that. No imp stool. Yeah, it's alright though.
Alright then.
Thought there was another wolf up around here somewhere too. Did I get them both? Oh, there he is. How's encumbrance? Still good. Okay. So let's go ahead and do some scrimshaw here. I think I have the bones now to make a mortar and pestle. I do indeed. And a cache marker. Yes, please. Who's yelling? You guys good? Okay. What else do we got here? Anything worthwhile? I don't think the bone hunting knife is going to match the dwarven one. I could use a smoothed bone ring though, that's nice. And a thorned one. Oh wait, the thorned one is for alchemy or archery, right? The jagged one is for that. Beaver Moon, health by 10, movement speed by 5, restoration spells and enchantments cost 10% less, capable of tracking, foraging, doubles damage inflicted by enemies, improves low light vision. This actually is great. I'm gonna do this one. This will give us Night Eye, that is equipable in a lightweight item. All right, so let's go ahead and wait here till nightfall, which we'll say 9:27 p.m. Do we have the smoothed bone ring equipped? We do. Okay, that's good. Don't need the Night Eye amulet. Oh, it's a nice night. Very clear. Okay, let's take off the boots now. Do a quick save here just in case things go completely wrong. I can save scum a little bit. Oh, it's a naked necromancer, I can tell from the bare arm. Bare feet versus bare butt. Oh, I took one step. Damn it. Should have used the invisibility. Oh well, let's see. Oh, he's quick when he's naked. Look at that. Okay. Does that kill the skeletons? They don't always die from that, but they did this time. That's good. All right, well, that's okay. I'm okay failing the stealth checks for right now because I do need to level up the straight up combat stuff as well. Okay, the Undying Ghost, we used this a lot in the last iteration of this character, and I still may make use of it yet with this one. It's nice to have the option for sure. Okay, now we have our stone. All right, so now we're gonna head back to White River Watch, which is just back down the road a ways there. I'm going to grab these because the Luna Moth wings give me both invisibility and light armor, which is great. And we're still under the cover of nightfall here too. All right, this is good. Actually, let's go ahead and... The Black Phoenix Assassins are kind of above our pay grade at the moment. Yeah, okay, so we'll clear out White River Watch, and then we'll start focusing on Labyrinthian and getting the old ways religion hooked up from Winter Sun. Okay, I might be able to flank these guys from this way. Let's see if I can get up here. You would think that necromancers would be really into fitness since they are hyper-focused on the human body. Ah, good call. They have a very deep, intimate knowledge of how everything works and how it all ticks, how it all works together. Man, I had it, and I lost it. Okay, I see the light over there from their camp. So if I can drop down and do a death from above type thing, that would be perfect. Okay. Very slow. Ah, finally got a kill cam. Excellent.
Huh? Come on, come on! Lucky hair.
There we go. The power of the ritual stone. I love it. Yeah, so that was kind of like what convinced me at the end of the last iteration of this character to drop conjuration and focus on the ritual stone for spirit minions. Is that it's powerful. You don't need to conjure anything else besides it. It might be good if you want to have more control over what is being conjured where, and you can kind of send out a spirit scouting party in some situations or whatever. And you still have the option from that. It's just you don't have to put too many perks into the skill for that. Especially for the Undying Ghost, you actually don't need any perk support at all because it's kind of all self-contained. The more magicka you have when you cast it, the stronger it is, and that's kind of regardless of the perks that you have.
Who's there? Rodolphe? That you?
You must have a really keen sense of hearing to be able to pick that up.
Boss was looking for you, said he'd be up at the summit. Better not keep him waiting.
Wow, how did you miss that, Steger?
What was that?
We'll come back and pick up those leeks and the different mushrooms. Now would be a good time for that. Night Eye, though. The blind killing the blind, indeed.
So you win?
Yeah. We can't have that roomy-eyed fool as our watchman, even if he is Hajvar's uncle.
Well, he's not going to be a problem for you anymore.
We strike tonight at dusk. Be ready.
Tippy toes, tippy toes. Okay.
Is someone there?
Ooh, she got in a shot. Oh. Oh, we got an archer. Ooh, she's a tough one. Okay, we're good. All the light valuable stuff. Leather bracers. Are these any better than the fur bracers that I have? Let's see. Yes, they are. By a couple armor points. Hey, every armor point counts with this guy. Oop, there's an imp stool. An Explorer's Guide to Skyrim. That will open up some map markers for me, some standing stones here and there. So I'm running Andromeda, and you do get a bonus once you have found, I think, either all of the standing stones or like 10 of them. Sometimes I get it confused with the Imperious Breton unlockable. The Breton needs to either find all of them or only 10 of them, and I don't remember which is which.
You think it'd work?
Of course not. Dogs I could train, but
Okay, here's another
half-starved
situation perfect for
Lucky if it doesn't cut
Fury.
throats out. What was that?
And I completely whiffed. And I completely whiffed. God damn it. Alright, I don't want to waste this ritual stone, so let's have at it here. Oh no!
Are you prepared to die?
Alright. Get in there, you cowardly mage.
no.
Really? Took care of all of them?
I love it.
Make sure I'm using my potions here. And poisons, I guess. How are we doing on everything else? Pretty good.
Start running. I can stab you in the back.
No.
Okay, 1 down, 2 to go. This guy's already...
Count out your coins.
What you gonna do, huh? What you gonna do?
halfway dead. Those boots are actually really pulling a lot of weight. That's good. All right, we did it. We did it. Kind of shat the bed with the fury spells there. That's okay. We'll get better. The plan is not to rely on those spells too much. It's kind of a crazy spirit conduit catching madness type idea that I was going for there, but yeah, stupid Skyrim terrain. I aimed at the guy who was standing here, but he was standing back from the ledge a little bit. And at least when you're playing with a controller, I don't know if it's the same way with mouse and keyboard, but when you're playing with controller, there's a heavy auto aim or an aim assist that goes on with the spells and even the arrows and bolts sometimes too. So even if you're targeting their head, it will still go toward the middle of their torso. And I think that's what happened there, is the auto aim kind of took over a little bit. And aimed a little lower And the... God, this wolf just will not die. The auto aim took over and it made it a little bit lower and it just hit the terrain at his feet. That's just the way it goes when you try to play an action RPG as an immersive sim sometimes. The gameplay just isn't quite as refined as something like Dishonored or something like that. Only 10, and it allows you to occupy the racial ability of one of your enemies once a day. That is, that's for the Breton, right? That's not for the Andromeda bonus. What you need is a Fury Fear spell that explodes on impact. Yeah, so Frenzy and whatever that other one is for fear. Yep, that would have saved my bacon there. If the terrain didn't block the splash damage on that too. Honeycomb has light armor. Salt has slow. Andromeda adds a bonus to each stone. For example, if you have Thief, you do more sneak. Yes, indeed, but you have to find all of them, not just 10 for that one, right? The Breton one is the 10. The Andromeda one is all of them. I believe is how that goes. Okay, now on this one, I don't feel bad using my invisibility potion.
Oh.
Maybe that didn't work out as well as I'd hoped. I'm still making way too much noise. Now the potion's gonna wear off. He's gonna turn around and see me just standing here. Let's see, maybe if I don't move, he won't see me. I don't have any perks in the sneak tree. But the level is increasing.
I know I heard something.
Wish I had an invisibility potion now.
What was that?
Your mom. Alright, let's learn some of these spells here. Clairvoyance, Undying Ghost. Actually, now might be a good time for Weeping Daedra. Summons a Weeping Daedra for 120 seconds. It steals large amounts of health with its magical attacks, but turns to inert and brittle stone when an enemy looks at it. I think I'd rather have the Undying Ghost here.
You're outmatched.
A presence. Your shroud awaits. No. Such an abrupt end to our game.
There we go. That'll work. I'm only going to take one pair of those. I don't know why there are two. Ooh, Amber. Minor Illusion. This should help. Very nice. Target is assaulted by elemental enemies that appear nearby and cast 4 times damage. Flames, frostbite, sparks. That's going to be nice. Daedric Thrall as well. Jeez. Very cool. All right. This was a really good chest at level 1. Cheese and rice. Okay, let's head back through here. I'm just about at the end of my normal window, but I kind of feel like continuing the stream, honestly. I do want to get back to Labyrinthian to pick up the old ways before the stream is done. So these are all bleeding crown. I really just want fly amanita and imp stool. How's my encumbrance doing? Still good. So I can pick up all kinds of stuff. Some more imp stool over here. There's another group of white cap there that I can't seem to pick up for whatever reason. More imp stool, that's good. White cap I think does block, fortified block, right? I have it in my notes, but I don't have it memorized. It's either block or heavy armor. I think it's block. And block I can use. Heavy armor isn't as useful for me. I do kind of want to swap out to this height armor of minor illusion, though. It's less in terms of armor rating. A lot less, actually. 10 points, but that illusion might be worth it. Or not. I'm not using illusion a whole lot right now, and a lot of the illusion stuff that I use is going to be, like, innate. So maybe I'll just disenchant this so that I have it to enchant on things later on. I kind of feel like I need the armor rating now more than I need the illusion cost reduction. The illusion cost reduction would have gotten me through that little Mist Fury snafu there earlier, but I think if I get the right angle on stuff, that's less of an issue. Make sure to get this chest here. It looks like I already did. Okay. Already have a light painted round shield right there on my back. The fur helmets are both light and valuable. I think they weigh 1 unit of encumbrance and are worth 23 gold. It's always a good idea to pick those up, even if you're just going to sell them. Ooh, more imp stool right there. Gonna be able to make lots of paralysis poisons after this run. And this was actually good. We got caught a few times, but the ritual stone came in clutch for us. Kept us alive. We were able to clean up everything else using our combat skill. And also the Undying Ghost, which we're going to keep in our back pocket. It's not going to be as central to the playstyle or the strategies that it was in the last iteration of this concept. But it'll still be there for times when we're out of Ritual Stone spirits. And we need somebody to help take the heat off of us. And that makes it so we don't have to put any perks into Conjuration at all, and that guy is just still just as effective. Because the power of the Undying Ghost scales directly with your Magicka levels. Which works for me. It's a really bright light there. There we go, that's a little better. Okay, cool. So let's head back to Ryek's End here. We will plant... Oh, and I guess we have enough stuff planted there. Maybe we will hang out for a while. Was that a dead rabbit? Oh, that's a glowing bandit. I picked that up from the ritual stone there. The ritual is listening. This is good. Okay, back to Ryek's End. I really don't think anything's going to be growing there now because we just planted it earlier today, so we might start our journey toward Labyrinthian. Do you have anything?
Yes. Take a look.
Luna Mothwing, I'll take that. Did I pick up any diseases? No, I'm good. Okay, now that we have the Andromeda Stone, there's still going to be frost... the Andromeda Stone, the Ritual Stone. There are going to be frost trolls all over the place in Labyrinthian.
So you'd better come with us right now.
I don't know who you think I am, and I don't
Yeah,
care.
we're
Leave
all
me
very
alone.
familiar with that random encounter. Looks like there's another wolf up there.
Now come along quietly.
Or is that just weird lighting on a tree? That's just weird lighting on a tree. Yep. Alright, fine. Now that we have the Ritual Stone, we're stronger. We're much stronger, actually. And I missed my turn, didn't I?
Is someone there?
Oh, we got another wolf. Over here, Wolfie.
Well done.
But yeah, I was saying, now that we have the Ritual Stone, we're much, much stronger than we were. I do have several level ups now that I can take, which I should probably do before we head out to Labyrinthian. But even with all those perks and the Ritual Stone now, I don't think we're strong enough to take on the Frost Trolls of Labyrinthian. That might be a tall order. Yeah, these things are not ready yet. Okay. How's my encumbrance doing? Pretty good. Still doing okay. I would like to... not leave anything here. I want to... yeah, taking that. Iron Hand Gauntlets will keep to save because we're not using a two-handed enchantment at all. I want to try to avoid inns and player homes and do the whole campfire thing instead. So instead of leaving things at a player home for right now, I'll probably have, I'll probably make use of hidden caches instead. All right, so let's start making our way over to Labyrinthian. It's going to be right over here somewhere. And that is going to be the next base level building block that we need for this character, and that's going to be the Old Ways Shrine. So that's where the wooden mask is. That's where the Dragon Priest sort of shrine is, where you place all the Dragon Priest masks in order to get Konarek at the end, right? Fair warning, caches despawn after a certain time. Yeah, no, they're all going to be very temporary. That's just to like keep things in as I enter a hostile area, and then on my way back, I'll pick them up. But thank you for the warning. That is very good to know. We also don't have the luxury of having a horse to start off with right away. In the last iteration, we spawned over here on the coastline of the Sea of Ghosts at the hunter camp, where it also gave us a non-stolen flag horse just to have. But at some point, it might be nice to have a horse to lug all our stuff around for us. Same with the tents from Campfire, so you can't just leave them there permanently. They'll get despawned and cleaned up. So you can't make a permanent encampment with Campfire. Or Hunterborn. Interesting. Interesting. Well, that's good. This character isn't about the permanent home anyway, right? He's a very much a vagabond wanderer character. I do have a mortar and pestle now, though, so I can make all kinds of potions and stuff. Let's go ahead and use that now. Get some paralysis poisons just in case I need them for the next encounter. Let's see, I did make the mortar and pestle. There we go. So what's going to give us paralysis? Canis root. Let's just do a couple of those for now. Canis root and imp stool. We have a lot of imp stool. And I think I have a cork bulb root as well that I can use. Oh, I only wanted to use 2 Canis root, not 3 of those. That's okay. Anything else in here that does paralysis? I don't think so. We can get paralysis from not the giant lichens, the hell are they in the swamp of Morthal? The swamp fungal pods. If I recall correctly, Tundra Defense allows for permanent encampment. You would think it would, right? Because that is designed for permanent structures. Couch Warrior had a tent set up in the Reach as a home base for his character. I wonder if he just didn't leave it there long enough to despawn. Oh, okay, so you have to be out. Yeah, if you're revisiting it frequently, then it'll stay there. It's just if you leave it for a long time. That must be what he did. Yeah, I agree. All right, so just following the road now to wherever this whatever his name's rest is over here. That'll get us close to the entrance to Labyrinthian anyway. Labyrinthian. Haven't had my allergy pill yet today, so I'm not enunciating all the consonants in Labyrinthian correctly every time today. Oh, may as well, while we're here, grab that Thunderchild Shrine, but also get a few coins out of this chest here. There's usually not much. Yeah, 5 coins and that's it. There's a bed here to sleep in too, though, if you're in a pinch and need to rest in a bed for some reason. Either to get that rested bonus or... No, you don't get the rested bonus for, like, just a bed out in the open. I think it's got to be at an inn or a home. Which is too bad for this character, but that's okay. Alright, you know what, guys? I gotta take a quick break. I just gotta grab some more caffeine. I'm getting a little drowsy and I got some errands to run after this. So give me a second. Let me grab a caffeinated beverage and I'll be right back, okay? And I am back. Yeah, a couple errands to run later today. I've been putting off getting a haircut for a long time now. And I also want to stop by the GameStop to pre-order the new Super Mario game coming out next month. The wife and I love a 2D Mario game. We love playing them together, so she specifically asked me to go do that today. Nice being able to play video games with a significant other, you know? I've had significant others in the past that were, they didn't enjoy video games, but also were far less tolerant of my hobbies with video games. So the moment we had a ton of fun playing Mario together, I was like, all right, I'm gonna wife this one up. No, I'm kidding. There were a lot of other reasons, but tolerance from my video game hobby was definitely one of those reasons, and not a small one. Okay, I wouldn't mind having some mud crab spirits on my side for the upcoming battles. They don't move very fast, they don't have a ton of health, but they do a lot of damage at low difficulty level, or at low levels. Oh, no, I want to keep the mud crab. Well, alright. I guess we can trade mud crabs for wolf spirits, I guess would be fine. Here, doggy, doggy, doggy. Speaking of doggies, I went out to the fridge to get myself an energy drink, and my dog was laying in the hallway, blocking my way, belly up, with a big old smile on her face, wagging her tail. She knew. She ambushed me. We call that the belly ambush. She ambushes you with requests for belly rubs. It's the most adorable thing. And she does it because she knows we're good for it. You can't see that coming around a corner and deny her a belly rub, I tell you what. Rubbing your dog's belly is one of the most purest forms of of joy that you'll ever get in this life, I think. Okay, so we got a couple of wolf spirits on our side now. Tactically, the ritual stone is very interesting, right? Because in order to make full use of it, you really want to keep track of what you have in the tank as far as what spirits you have bound. And what spirits will appear in your next combat encounter. And in this case, we had a couple of mud crabs. Then we were discovered by some wolves. The mud crabs spirits were spent. Helped us with the wolves. Now we have wolves, and now we have cabbage as well. How's my encumbrance doing? Still pretty good. Now coming up here, we're gonna have some skeletons, and then sort of like a pseudo boss fight with a Draugr. Oops, did not mean to do that. Let's take the boots off. Don't need any night vision, I can see fine, but we want to switch the smooth bone ring for the bonus to sneak. Okay, doing a quick save here because I actually want to level up. The perkless sneak thing has been inconsistent. It's been really hard to sneak up on somebody all the way with a dagger with no perks in sneak. So let's go ahead and do that. So now let's talk about attribute distribution on this. Oh, let me catch up on chat here too. Just checked, and I have Tundra Defense downloaded and haven't used it yet. I'll keep in mind if I need to have a long-term camp. Awesome. My husband doesn't play, but doesn't mind me playing. All of my adult kids play, and a number of them with the same games. Awesome. That's cool. It's a great way to bond, you know? Yeah, my wife and I have been playing a lot of new Super Mario Brothers Wii on the Switch together. And in that game, it's like you jump around, you can pick like your character Mario, Luigi. Toad or Princess, and then you play at the same time. There's like both characters are on the screen at once, and there's collision. So it's just pure madness. It's like you're trying to jump from like narrow platform to narrow platform while there's enemies chasing you and everything, and it's hard enough to do single player, but when we have another character on the screen that's bouncing off of your head and like picking you up and throwing you off cliffs like accidentally and like blocking your way when you're trying to get up momentum to make a long jump, we curse each other out constantly while we're playing, but it's like it's still a form of bonding. It's all in good fun. We curse each other out and then laugh, and then we like sweat together trying to beat these levels. And we're very close to beating. I think there's one level left, and it's the last secret star level in the secret island there. And it's very tough, but we'll get it. And then we get to move on to Super Mario Brothers Wonder, which is a new one. And that one doesn't actually have the collision between the characters, so I'm looking forward to that. We can more work together to finish the levels instead of against each other. So yeah, that's gonna be fun. I'm looking forward to it. Okay, so attribute distribution on this. As a hybrid class right now that's mostly assassin, and then second phase, okay, so there's 3 different phases to this build, to this character concept, right? The first one is assassin. That's gonna be the sneak attacks. That's sneaking up on somebody, doing a backstab with a dagger. At some point that's gonna fail, and he needs to fall back on his warrior skills. So that's the block, one-handed, and light armor. And then sort of tertiary to that, the third phase is going to be as a shaman, which is the restoration skill, the restoration spells, illusion spells in some cases, and conjuration spells in some cases, namely the Undying Ghost, because that doesn't require any investment in perks. So I think what I'm gonna do is, for now anyway, 1 level in magic, or 1 point in magic, 2 points in health and 2 points in stamina. The health and stamina are very important for the second phase, the warrior phase. We're gonna need a little bit in magicka for the tertiary shaman phase. And actually the assassin phase doesn't need much in the way of attributes if you're doing it right. So mainly this is about splitting up things between the warrior and the shaman phase. So mostly in health and stamina and a little bit in magicka. So 2 in health, 2 in stamina, 1 in magicka. And then when we get to the point where I feel like health and stamina are 2 levels where I'm not running out of stamina too fast during a fight, and I'm not like dying right away when I get hit, then I can start funneling more points into magicka for strengthening up that Undying Ghost and being able to cast more advanced summons. So 1 in magicka, 2 in health, 2 in stamina, 1 in magicka, 2 in health. Yeah, all right. Now where am I gonna put these perks, right? So first and foremost, we need sneak. Sneak, we can go into on its own. You can do a build, a complete build, all off a sneak and not have to invest any perks anywhere else, and you're going to be fine all the way through the game. So that's going to be my first priority, is getting sneak perked up and invested in. At least to the point where I'm not getting detected all the time. That should help a lot, actually. Next, I want to do light armor, because this levels up slowly, especially if you don't have any perks in it. You're not going to get any points in it unless you die, or not die, but get damaged. And on legendary difficulty, getting damaged at all could spell death. So just getting some inherent latent experience in light armor is going to be very, very good. At least until we can get to what's her name in the in Riften. I don't remember her name. The light armor trainer in Riften. And buy some light armor training. That's going to be very, very necessary getting those perks. Now I got 2 perks left here. Do I want to put them? I probably want to do one-handed and block. That would be the smart thing to do. But I also have restoration and illusion to put perks into. But that's kind of the tertiary shaman phase, right? I think I need to get my basics down first before I start investing anything in here. Restoration Mastery would be great for casting just healing spells for the most part. But what I really want are the Descending Light, Vigilant for dragons. This makes it so that you can keep a ward up indefinitely for your first ward cast in combat. And Warrior's Flame. This whole subtree here is something that I want. Conjuration, I don't think I'm going to need at all. We'll see how the tree or the totem summons work. Illusion Mastery, I'm probably not going to be doing a whole lot of casting manually with illusion spells. Grelka. Thank you, Gale. I knew somebody would correct me on that one. I'm not going to be doing a whole lot of manual casting of illusion spells with this character. Some, not a lot. So Mastery isn't the main thing, but I really do want this Commanding Presence subtree because that is going to affect the spirits that are summoned from the Ritual Stone. So this is going to be important. That'll make them stronger. Pretty much everything in this subtree will affect those ritual summons. So we definitely want those. And then for just scouting purposes, and also because it fits with the shaman thing, I want to get the Night Eye and the Ghost of the 10th Eye. This is a really cool perk. This gives a purpose to the Vision of the 10th Eye spell that you get as part of the Illusion Ritual quest. So when you take on that quest for Drevis, I believe, at the College of Winterhold, that gives you access to the master level spells at vendors, you use this Vision of the 10th Eye spell for that quest and that quest alone. But this perk actually gives it a purpose. And I think for the shaman, having like this sort of portable scouting entity that you can use to scout rooms or ruins or anything else really helps as sort of like a second line in the forces of the Stormcloaks there. It really helps with supporting their cause from behind the front lines. So I think I like that too. But for now, I think we got to get the warrior stuff and the sneak stuff priority, because that's what's going to keep us alive. The other stuff is flavor stuff. Especially now that we have the Ritual Stone, we don't need a whole lot of manual cast magic. There we go. Now we should be able to move a little more quickly around enemies now. Will be much harder to detect, even within line of sight. So let's see here. We have a skeleton there, we have a skeleton in there, and then we have the Draugr over there. And we also have a turn lesser undead spell that we can use here if we get into trouble. So let's keep that in our back pocket. There's one of them. The other guy is staying put a little better. Oh, there's a third one there. I thought there were 3. Pretty sure there was 3. I just couldn't see the third one. Okay, but this guy should be easy enough to take care of. That guy is triggered by proximity, and he detected us pretty much right away. Okay. And we only had the one wolf. Bummer. All right, so let's do... Ooh, he's hitting hard with that thing, yeah? Ooh, this is a restless Draugr here too. Let's do this. He'll run away. Eventually that's going to wear off, but we're going to use this to reset our detection status. Yeah, he's coming back now. He's looking for us. He doesn't see us yet. Let's break line of sight and just kind of chill. We do have another level up there. There, the detection status is slowly going back to undetected. Yeah, Restless Draugr, that's a higher level enemy for this lower level. So our main means of offense is the sneak attack, especially now that we have it perked. So if we're going to kill an enemy that's stronger than us, that's going to be our main weapon against him. Having proficiency in illusion will also enable the Ghost Walk spell, which I think fits with this character very nicely, and it's one of my favorite spells ever, actually. There we go. So that'll be cool to have access to that. Ooh, we got a petty soul gem. That's cool. Also an enchanted helm over here. This one's always here. Oh, another minor illusion. That one I can sell. I already have that enchantment now from the armor. Let's put the boots back on. Now this chest is always master level. I don't have a ton of lockpicks, but I should have enough to actually be able to... 25? Yeah, that should be plenty. Famous last words, right? Okay, I already found the sweet spot. That's good. Hey, look at that. What was that? 4 lockpicks? I like it. Circlet of Light. I like that. We'll sell it off. Won't actually use it, but help increase the enchanting levels anyway, right? How's my encumbrance doing? Still pretty good. Still got more than 100 encumbrance left. I may try to take out one of these frost trolls. I don't think I'm high enough level to actually... Oh crap, what was that? Skeevers? Just the one, I hope? Oh no, 2 skeevers. Oh my god. Okay, at least now we have 2 ghost skeevers on our side. I did not even see them. Taking on a frost troll. Hope you have fire damage. I do not. I think when I took on the frost trolls the first time around, I had Dawnbreaker at that point. I'm trying to get old ways much sooner now than I did in the first iteration. But I feel like getting your Winter Sun deity figured out early is best, because then it gives you time to actually work up favor levels and incorporate that into your build as a fundamental building block. Better to do that earlier than later. If it means that I can't take on the frost trolls, that's fine. I do want a troll skull and some of the troll fat, though, in order to make the enchanting supplies from campfire. Ooh, we got some wolves over here, too. So that I can disenchant things on the fly and out in the wilderness instead of having to go into town to do it. I feel like that's a very shamanistic thing to do, right? Is be able to create your own like little shrine to be able to disenchant things out in the wilderness. Oh, he just killed a big ol' elk there. Awesome. Nice. Sneak up to 40. That means there's going to be another sneak attack perk that I can take in the sneak tree, which is excellent. Take another look at encumbrance. Still doing pretty well there. Still got about 70 encumbrance points leeway there. Personally, I think if you don't have fire damage, you should only ever knock a troll unconscious. Alright, let's try the whole fury thing again. This isn't the greatest angle, but there aren't any ledges in the way, so here we go. That light armor perk doing his job already. Excellent. Oh, and the one that I hit with the fury spell is the one that ended up on top. Nice. Get a couple more wolf spirits from it. The wolf spirits aren't really going to do much against the... Ooh, a lot of elk over here, huh? Might have to drop some of these ingredients. Seriously? You didn't even enter the fray? Are you stuck? Still good on encumbrance, about 60 away. Okay. I don't know, what do you guys think? Is this frost troll thing gonna work? I don't think it is. I don't think I have anything. Maybe paralysis, but I think that regeneration without flames is gonna be extremely difficult to actually put these guys away. But I mean, if I can do enough sneak attack damage now that I'm perked into it, maybe. Okay, entering labyrinth. Oh, another nice night. Look how clear it is. You just see every star in the sky. That is beautiful. Kind of makes me want to play Starfield now. So there's usually a troll kind of standing guard outside of this southern entrance to Labyrinthian. Sometimes he's all the way up here, sometimes he's down closer to the stairs. In this case, it looks like he's closer to the stairs. Yeah, there he is. Alright, let's get in a little closer, and then I'll do a quick save. Just so I can do some dirty save scum in here. Test the waters on how this may or may not work out. Oh, not even. Well, this is gonna be rough. Okay. Oh boy. Do I have vegetable soup? I do have vegetable soup. I do have some poisons of paralysis, which will help a little bit. Do have some scrolls I could use, I guess. I'm gonna pick up the angst of another troll over here too. I just know it. Add a stamina. Keep chopping. Woo! Okay, we did it. We did it. It was not pretty, but we did it. Okay. Did we get a troll skull? I don't think we got a troll skull. Say that 10 times fast. Got some large bones, that's good, but we did not get a troll skull. Okay, so we're gonna need that to create our enchanting gear. Okay, that's good, that's good. That was incredible. Trolls should have the werewolf ragdoll backhand. They should, that would be cool. That would make them more imposing. That was like watching like a Ginsu chef just like chop the, like the teppanyaki chef just going to town instead of sushi or teriyakis, chopping up trolls. Okay, that was good. That made me feel good inside. Making me chuckle like a little kid. All right. Maintain the height advantage here so that we can scout the area. There is another troll that sort of patrols this little broken down tower over here. He does go in and out through that entryway, so that's the guy we got to keep track of. Yeah, there he is right there coming out now. There's another one that is toward this other entrance and to the left, and there's another couple ones that kind of are up on the walls on the right, but we don't need to bother all of them. I think just harassing the one was plenty. And now we do have a frost troll spirit on our side. We might take some damage falling here. Hopefully that snow is soft enough. Yeah, it did blunt our landing a little bit. That's not actually a game mechanic. I wish it was. Okay, let's wait for Mr. Trolly Troll to go back in his tower. Alright, now this is where we're going to find the old ways. Alright, we got some Leviathan pieces here. Not going to use that for this build. The wooden mask we definitely do need, and then we got the little story here of, you know, the weird things going on with that mask. We got a ceremonial sword. Is that a one-handed or a two-handed? It's 13, so it could probably go either way. It's probably two-handed. No, it's just a regular sword. Okay. Well, let's put on this mask, shall we? And here is the shrine to the old ways. We are accepting the old ways. The animal gods, what did we get? Blessing of the old ways added. Nice. The animal gods represent the original religion of Skyrim, preached by the fearsome dragon priests. Assume the powers of an animal god through prayer. This is cool. It's very diverse. It has a wide gamut of different uses. It's awesome. Slay people who stand in your way. This is how to create more favor, gain more favor. Slay people who stand in your way, so killing people. Enemy NPCs. Absorb dragon souls, which we will get to later on for sure. Assume our powers through prayer, so we will gain favor simply by taking on one of the aspects of the animal gods. And Nords are most deserving of our favor, meaning that we will, as a Nord, we will gain favor more quickly. Awesome. Everything else in here is empty. There's no reason to actually go through and explore any of this stuff. So let's take off the wooden mask there. As long as we don't move, we should not be detected by this troll. Indeed. Okay. Let's put our helmet back on. Let's get to a safe space, and then we will actually take on one of the aspects. Probably aspect of the snake like we did in the last iteration for now. And then as we get a little farther along in the Civil War tree and frontline combat becomes more of a priority, then we'll take on one of the other aspects. But it might be fun now, before we shut down the stream, to just do a quick save and go through all the different aspects and what they give you. I also want to see what the blessing of the old ways does as well. Might be worth it coming back here for that blessing every now and then, if it's a good one. I don't know what it is off the top of my head. All right, let's see here. I think this is good enough ways away. So let's see. Blessing of the Old Ways. Deal 15% more attack damage and critical damage against animals. Okay, so I mean, we're not going to be fighting animals all that much. Just predators and stuff. This could be good for our rite of passage, though. The little roleplay mechanic that we had that said that before we rejoin the Stormcloaks, we have to be able to sneak up on a saber cat and kill him in one hit. Cool. All right, so let's go ahead and add prey power to our favorites. Let's go ahead and do that. And that gives us a little glowing ball here that we can sacrifice to the animal. Oh, I didn't do the damn quick save that I was gonna do. There we go. Let's let prey come back. It's already back. Great. Okay, we'll start with the garnet, I guess. So yeah, when you pray and then you activate the little glowing orb in front of you, it will pull up your inventory menu, and you have to sacrifice at least 100 coins, 100 septims worth of gems to the old ways, to the old gods, in order to take on one of the aspects of one of these animal gods here. For the Steger, if you, as long as we're like concentrating on the assassin aspect of it, which is what we're going to be doing at first, that's our primary phase for this character. You want to be doing the snake. You get a big impressive effect there, and we get the aspect of the snake added. Now what that does is it improves sneaking and sneak attacks by 2% based on the favor of the animal god. So the more favor we get with the animal gods, the better this bonus will be. But sneaking and sneak attacks, basically the same thing we're getting that stacks on top of the thief's. Oh, we're not running the thief stone anymore, so this is actually a really good replacement for that. So yeah, a bonus to sneak and sneak attack. Great, we're taking that all day. And since we're a Nord, this bonus will be increasing pretty rapidly as long as we're making sure we pray every day, as long as we're defeating human enemies and all that, which we're not going to have any problem doing. But let's go ahead and reload that quick save, and we'll just do a quick exploration of all the other animal gods. For my benefit as well as yours. I don't know all of them. But I want to keep an eye out for the warrior phase too, because we're going to be spending a lot of time in warrior phase for the Civil War quest. So let's go ahead and pray. And I'm thinking something like bear or wolf aspect. What does that give us? Aspect of the bear. Reduces damage from attacks by 2% and improves armor by 2% based on favor with the animal gods. This is going to be key. This is going to give us a lot of help, go a long way toward addressing that shortfall that we have in survivability of the Steger that we had when he was actually doing frontline battles for the Civil War. So yeah, being able to you know, pray and change your aspect to a different animal at will, as long as you're not in combat, is very powerful. So this is going to be very useful for that second phase, which is just straight up combat. Curious what the moth does. What if it changes your character to Richard Gere? Very nice. Could. We'll see. I would be very surprised and very impressed if I implemented that. And then suddenly there's just gerbils running around underneath you. Or very small skeevers, I guess. Okay, so let's see. Bear is going to be a front runner for when we take on the Civil War for sure. What's next? A fox. What does the fox say? The fox says improve sneaking, lockpicking, and pickpocketing by 2%. Okay, so this is like the Croesus jobber, right? Except instead of pickpocketing, Croesus has alchemy. I don't think Croesus actually improves sneaking though, does he? Maybe it's lockpicking, light armor, and alchemy or something like that. We'll see once we get Croesus. Being a follower of the old ways, we might go take on these dragon priests to gather all the masks with this playthrough too. I don't know. We'll see. Sneaking, lockpicking, and pickpocketing. I think the snake aspect is better for us because we're more of an assassin than we are a thief. But if we're playing a thief character, this is definitely the way to go. All right, what's next? The hawk. The hawk improves the damage and cost of power attacks by 5%. We're not going to be doing a whole lot of power attacking. We're mostly going to be death by 1,000 cuts with the dagger knife fighting archetype that we're picking here. It's going to be more about attack speed and bleed damage over time, and just how high we can stack our bleed damage numbers. But this would be really good for if you have like a spell scribe build, like a spell sword or a battle mage that makes use of the spell scribe perk that triggers a bound spell every time you do a power attack. This will make them cost less and actually make the power attacks themselves do more, which is great. Oh, this would be perfect. Actually, I have a build concept in mind called the Stormhawk, which uses the Conjured Tomahawk from Arcanum, the Arcanum spell pack, and has like either Lightning Strike from Forgotten Magic Redone attached to Spell Scribe with that, or Chain Lightning, depending on if you're indoors or outdoors. So with that one, a forwards power attack will actually throw the Tomahawk at an enemy in front of you. And if I have Chain Lightning or Lightning Strike hooked up to power attack, we're also gonna throw the Tomahawk as well as get a Lightning Strike out of it. And this would be perfect for that one. And it even is the aspect of the hawk, right? So Stormhawk, aspect of the hawk. That's awesome. I'm gonna make a note of that after the stream. That would be perfect. Okay, what's next? The moth. Here's your moth, Endless King. Aspect of the moth added. The moth improves weapon enchantments by 2%, doubled on a power attack. So this would okay, so just getting improved weapon enchantments is awesome regardless, but this is another spell sword battle mage type thing, right? So if your build centers around weapon enchantments, this will increase weapon enchantments without having to re-enchant your weapon. So this is existing weapon enchantments doubled on a power attack, which I'm guessing actually stacks with the same perk out of the enchanting tree that increases enchantment strength based on if you're doing a power attack or not. That's in the enchanting tree. What is that called? Thunderstruck? Weapon enchantments are 25% more effective when delivered by a power attack, or 50% for a two-handed power attack. Perfect. I'm sure that stacks, and that would be devastating. Wow, Stream Elements is really flaky today, huh? Okay, what's next? The owl. This is probably magey stuff, I guess. What did that give us? The owl reduces the cost of spells and enchantments by 2%. Okay, so another battle mage spell sword type guy there. That's great. Spell reduction cost is awesome for any mage, especially like if you're not spec'd into being able to cast things for free, or obviously like what's it called in the alterations subtree for old spell casting. What was it called? Vancian magic is what I'm thinking of. Yeah, it doesn't cost magicka, but then you have a spell count, kind of like Baldur's Gate, Dungeons and Dragons style. Okay, so that was the owl. What's next? The snake we know already. The wolf. This one might be helpful for frontline stuff. Wolf increases attack damage by 2% and critical damage by 5%. I'm probably more inclined to go for the bear because we weren't really having too much trouble with damage output in the last iteration, right? It was mostly just survivability. So being able to bolster our defense would probably be the way to go. Especially since we're not doing any crafting skills, I think we're best suited for using the unique light armor items in the game. So the Thieves Guild stuff, probably not so much, but things like the Forsworn Old Gods armor set, that would work really well with this character. Hersine's armor set would work really well with this character. And since we're not going to have the arcane smithing perk in the smithing tree, being able to increase our armor in other ways, specifically with the aspect of the bear, would probably be best. This character was more fragile last time, but this time you won't be focusing so much in conjuration. Indeed, yep. And I need to also make it a priority to try to find these forgotten magic spells that'll also help that, like the Phantom Armor and the Phantom Shroud. Aspect of the bear will help a lot when I know that I'm going to be going toe-to-toe with some stuff. And then the whale. What does the whale do? I think soon, TSUN, the guy that sort of gatekeeps Valhalla for you, he is like the personification of the aspect of the whale, right? So I'm guessing something like big and tanky. Reduces damage and stagger from power attacks by 8%. Okay, so it's pretty much just fortification against power attacks, which is situational. If you tend to keep your damage in a fight, the enemy AI is more apt to come at you with a lunging power attack, so this may be good in those cases. Especially if you're like not very mobile and you don't have a way to like dodge out of the way of those attacks. This could be helpful, but no, I think for this character we're going to be focused mainly on the bear and the snake. And for right now, we're going to be focused on the snake. So I'll go ahead and take that. Now, an extra 2% isn't going to make or break us one way or another in any of these aspects. But like I said, that bonus will get a lot bigger, very quickly. So 2% ain't nothing, but it's not much for sure. But that'll go up pretty quickly. At 100% favor, we will be getting 10% on that, which is great. Okay, is there anything else that I want to do here before I leave you? I think that's pretty much everything, right? I'm gonna make a hard save here. And that's it. Okay, so basically a 4-hour stream here today. I don't know that I've ever done a 4-hour stream before, but it flew by for me. This was awesome. I think we got off to a perfect start for this character. I think rebuilding him from the ground up in the way that we are is going to be better in the long run, in terms of survivability, in terms of the fact that Conjuration was completely redundant. And now that we have Illusion, we can do some more shaman-y, assassin type stuff from the shadows, which will be really cool. Yeah, I think the build is off to a much better start this time than the last time. And not that the last iteration was for nothing. We learned a lot from that build, right? And it's going to be better off for it. So was excited to get started back on the right foot with this guy. This is a very cool character. I think it's a great concept. And it's got all the different like phases of a really good hybrid build. And I think it's really unique. I haven't seen another channel do a build quite like this one before. So I'm excited to get it done and get it out there and share it with the world once we get there, right? So let's see what's coming up. Obviously, I'm going to be streaming again next Saturday. I don't know yet if that's going to be Starfield or if it's going to be Skyrim. Also, my wife is out of town, so I have a little bit more free time to spend on my own for the next couple weeks. So I might do some pop-up streams here and there. I know I said I might have done that last week, but it didn't happen. I just got really busy at work. I got into a routine of, you know, staying late at work and then making dinner and then hanging out with my dog and then playing Final Fantasy 16 out on the couch for the rest of the night. But I might have a pop-up stream tomorrow if I can work around Magus, or Wind hasn't streamed yet in a while either, but she might be starting back up. Sunday was one of her regular days, but tomorrow might be a stream day for me if I can work around Magus and all that. Whether it's Starfield, whether it's Skyrim, I don't know. It depends on my whimsy. I might even do some retro gaming. I've been playing some Mega Man recently. I wonder how well that would do on the YouTube algorithm. Probably not well at all. I might just throw it in there as an anomaly in Starfield language. The anomalies, you know, are great stuff. Okay, that's it for me, guys. Thank you so much for joining. This helped me get my weekend off to a fantastic start. I hope it did the same for you, and I hope you take care. Be safe, have fun playing Skyrim and other games, and I'll see you around. Okay, bye guys.